Ta-dang! Oh, my switch timed out. Oh my goodness, everything's happening at once. Okay, it's 9:30 and I'm here now. I feel much better than I did earlier. So, we're gonna go ahead and continue with Cafe Enchante tonight. I remember we left off, I think we just infiltrated the GPM. Like, a lot's going on, and it's quiet. It's quiet right now, so I guess we'll just go ahead and get stuck into it. I've been honestly, I didn't want to end where we ended on, was it Tuesday? I can't know. My brain, we're using very low. The CPU is running at a very low percentage. We're not running on all cylinders tonight. We're in multi-threading. What's that? We're working on just reading tonight. But if I remember correctly, back on Tuesday, we just infiltrated the GPM. Well, not necessarily infiltrated. We were invited in specifically by Mikado to come talk to him and Ku. Yeah, who's Shizuku. And everything is just, yeah. Why? It's just, oh my goodness. Why is it always with these games that they'll insert like, gooey spot here, or oh, this is a tentacle, and we've already checked both of those um, off of our checklist. So if you're playing bingo for that, like, I've already got those marked off on my card. But yeah, let's just get into it. Let's get into it, because I know it's gonna get herring from here on out. What did I say there? There's no one in sight in the GPM. We slowly follow the path made by the shadow through the reddish black painted interior. I don't see anyone.
そうだね。もともといなかったって話ならいいんだけど。
It would be great indeed, but I doubt that that's the case. Today's a weekend, and even during the night, I'm sure a lot of people were still working here. Mr. Rindo must know that. We carry on our way with a stern look on our faces, eyes open for any survivors.
僕は今屋上にいる。雫もそこにいるよ。
You're really here to make this dramatic, aren't you? I'm on the roof. You gotta traverse all the floors all the way up here to meet me. We stop in our steps, hearing Mikado's voice.
けれどあいにくエレベーターは今止まっ
I
てい
don't
て
like
ね。
that.
非常階段
Oh,
を使っ
good.
てきて
Goop.
くれた
Yeah,
まえ。
we've got goop. It's great. It's great. Poor Jada, honestly. Like, I'm not sure if this is going to be her after the fact or if this is connected to Shizuku. And if we get Shizuku under control, this will all be like going away. But just like, oh my god, look at how awful that is. It's so bad. Like, I'm not a big fan of goopy stuff. It's not great. Thermal paste, that's it. And don't overdo it. Also, the emergency stairs. What is he gonna have waiting for us on the emergency stairs? I'm not looking forward to it. We look at each other and nod, and walk towards the door.
ああ。しかし階段で来てもらうとだいぶかかるんだったね。だからその間に一つ
He's doing his
話をしよう。
he's giving us his supervillain monologue whenever we can't see him and we can't possibly take him out while he's monologuing. This is what his grand master plan was.
リンドウも知らない。雫が人外化した真実を。正直僕は権力や立場に興味
Oh,
はあ
he
ま
gets to
りな
read
い
all
が
this. That's great.
研究に
Not
自
that I
由
mind
が利
reading,
くのは
but
有意義なことだ。
I'm not running 100% tonight, so we're gonna be kind of low key tonight.
雫を人間に戻すためにより良い環境が手に入るならばと昇進の話を受けることにしたんだ。その先昇進した部署そのものが
Hell on earth.
この世の地獄とも
Oh,
言える
because you
場所
learned
だなん
like
て
the secrets behind everything.
何
Oops, I cut him off. I'm sorry, Mikado. Now I gotta read. The GPM number 2 R&D department. The first thing I saw after coming here was a non-human on a rampage inside of a cell. Alrighty then.
ようこそ
第二開発
Yeah.
へ
Welcome.
帝アキラくん。
ようこそ。
課長、この人外は。
ああ、そいつかい。
Name non-human, exactly. Well, obviously they don't give them names. Like, we're gonna call like what was it? They gave the cooties were numbered. They didn't have names for them. They were all just numbered. And so we had the little one that was staying with Rindo. We called just 10 because he was called Cootie 10, I believe. So we called him Ten-chan.
危険性の高い第三種なんだが、同意をもらって我々の実験に協力をしてもらっているんだよ。
A type. What? What a funny way to phrase. I'm sure they did this on purpose, but what a funny way to phrase it. Because if I remember correctly, a type 3 non-human is an aggressive one that can't be communicated with, or something like that. And so he's agreed to help us. Obviously, he's definitely agreed to help us.
同意。
That's not a word I associate with uncommunicable type 2 non-humans. But he said it was a type 3. Are we getting typos again? Huh. We might be getting typos again. His words sound awkwardly vague, so I decided to probe a bit further.
この人外はどこから連れてきたんですか。なんだか妙に人間らしい顔をしていますね。
Well, because I was actually a human beforehand.
おお、さすがに第一開発課で課長を長く務めていただけはあるね。察しがこの人外はね、元人間なんだ。
That was easy. He said exactly what I suspected.
この第二開発課で開発した人外化促進薬メタプラジアを投与された人間なんだよ。
Here it is again. Metaplasia.
人外か。
I'm pretty sure I chose the right decision on that, but I'm still like anxious that that was not a good decision. It makes sense for continuing the storyline, especially for Rindo's route, but still it makes me anxious. I'm like, oh my god, that was such a hard choice.
ん？それほど驚くことかね。君とて手元に人外化した人間を第一に抱えているじゃないか。
She's special. He looks at me with cold eyes, to which I instinctively pull Ku close to my arms.
この第二開発課ではね、人間を人外へと進化させるという革新的な技術を研究しているんだ。
Are we going back to like giving humans superhuman traits and stuff like that? Just like evolving them, make them stronger? So we're testing on them to get all the kinks out of the way so we can just use them as like steroids on steroids?
人外への進化。なんでそんなこと。
これは
Yeah,
人
I
類の
knew
発
it.
展と繁栄の
It's so
ために
cliche,
は
I knew
無
it.
視できない研究なんだよ。君も知っての通り、人外というのは我々人間よりもハイスペックな肉体を持つものばかり。彼らのその長所のみを
Yeah.
我々人間に移植することができれば凄まじい価値になるとは思わんかね。
長所のみ。
例えば人外の持つ生命力、これを人間に与えられれば病気の克服につながる。
Also think of it this way, when you start crossing things over and messing with things that you shouldn't be messing with, we're going to get another, what's the word? Oh my gosh, Medio? That was the fairy world? We're going to get another Medio situation where a human world tree ended up in a fairy world, and the fairy world, it grew so strong and it started hungering for flesh because magic. That's why. You start messing with things again, especially experimenting like this. It's dangerous. You're walking a very dangerous line, especially morally.
現代の医学では治せない不治の病や瀕死の怪我などの治療に人外の持つ要素は役立つかもしれない。それだけでなく、人体の一部分のみを人外化できれば、人体、腕力の強化につながり、災害救助に役立つかもしれない。だが、人外の権利などを騒ぐ輩も多くてね。その結果は、君も知っての通り。
Let me see if I can Bump that a little bit. Jung. I don't know why he's not catching my blinks tonight. Apparently I'm not allowed to blink at all tonight. Okay, it catches it when I take my glasses off. No blinking for me. I must have dry eye throughout the entirety of tonight's playthrough. Yeah, it's not. Doesn't like my glasses tonight.
最も人類発展に貢献するはずのこの第二開発家は存在を隠匿されてしまっているのだよ。
No wonder. That would explain the disclaimer when I signed the promotion to keep all matters secret.
ここはこんな部署だったんですね。
You got promoted. That means you become more despicable of a person in this particular company.
ああ、おかげで常に人材不足でね。勤続年数が長く理念を理解してくれそうな人員を常に探しているんだ。副局長に君を推薦してもらえて本当に良かったよ。
So he's the one who recommended me to be reassigned here. I'm not sure whether or not I should be happy hearing that.
ここにいる人外は、いや、元人間はどこから連れてきたんですか？
研究に加わればすぐにわかるさ。ま、大抵は人外かも仕方ないと思えるような人間たちだが
Really
ね。
didn't have a choice to be transformed? I see. Are they like convicts or something? Oh, he said earlier that means the non-humans were terminally ill. Or or both. I also offered a valid thought. It's always the convicts. GPM is a government institution. Sourcing from hospitals and prisons is easy. I suppose they use undisclosed means.
しかし、長く続く研究の中でも知性を保持したままの人外化はどうしても叶わないんだ。
You know, if I wonder if it depends on the person. Or if we're about to have another really upsetting scene where Rindo fucking loses it, and depending on how I choose, I and him either die, one or the other, if not both, or we make it to the good end. he seems to be staying pretty what's the word? Strong so far. Like he's able to remain his not only his own consciousness, but he's also able to, I guess, control himself if for whatever reason turning into a non-human is making him have violent thoughts.
皆人格も理性も失い、凶暴化した挙句に対話もままならない。帝明君、君ならば無論やってくれるだろう。君はすでに人外化した人間を所持している研究者なのだから。
Yeah. I wonder if the metaplastia was Shizuku's experiment that they're just continuing to use.
人外をクーちゃんを手元に置いて常に実験しているマッドサイエンティスト。それが GPM 上層部での僕の評価だったからね。でも正直最初の説明を聞いたときはこれでようやく人の目を気にせずに雫のための研究をできると喜んだよ。僕はずっと雫を元に戻すためならだからこそそんな僕は確かに第二開発家にふさわしいんだろうけれど僕は見つけてしまったんだ。
After listening to Boss's explanation, he took me for a tour around the area before leading me to their library where they kept their data.
あんな物々しい説明があった割に今までいた研究室と大して変わらないみたいだね、クーちゃん。
I held my breath as soon as I began talking to Ku. I noticed her eyes were shining. They looked like the eyes of a beast ready to hunt its prey. She didn't react much besides when it was time to dine, but
ふーちゃん
I look in the direction she was looking as to see a shelf of documents. I slowly head toward the shelf when I notice that Ku starts to twitch a little.
ここに何かあるの
Some memories deep down in. I grab the file she's staring at. The file was labeled Non-Human Sample Records.
これ
Is this a file that was all the record? Oh goodness, I can read. Is this a file that has all the records of those who were turned into non-humans? If so, it may offer a hint on how I can make her human again. I hurriedly look inside the file. Case 056. Subject GPM Finance G. Selected due to legal infractions. See video file 1102-12056. Subject is a failure. Exterminated by Intelligence Division. Case 088. Subject, Civilian B. Took a Type 3 into custody and was injured. See video file 1109-23088. Subject is a failure. Rampaged with the Type 3. Exterminated with drug dosage. Case 092. Subject R&DR. Tried to expose number 2's inhumane practices. See video file 120-823-092. Currently under Akira Mikado's care. Under strict surveillance. No particular results yet. Tried to expose number 2's inhumane practice. Oh, R&D number 2's inhumane practices. I see. Ah, so they turned her into one of their subjects. Nani?
僕によって
Wait. I toss the file to the side and run to a nearby computer.
映像資料
Oh.
1208233092
Yeah.
どこだ
I quickly search the files and find the video file. Video 1208-23092. I play the video. It showed Shizuku captured and injected with a drug that slowly and painfully changed her into a non-human. This... Oh,
嘘だ
sorry, this is what he says.
嘘だ嘘だ嘘だ
Shizuku was in a cell. Shizuku cried her name out loud. She broke out of her cell and devoured a researcher whole. She suffered capture in that video. Her suffering captured in that video replays in my head. I thought Shizuku's failed experiment was what led her to turn into a non-human. But I was wrong. Case 092. Subject R&DR. Tried to expose number 2's inhumane practices.
つまり
She was on a mission.
口封じに人外にさせられたっていうのか
She wasn't the perpetrator at all. She was a victim. That could have been much worse. I was waiting for that to pierce my ear. A burning rage fills my heart. Shizuku was taken from me. And not because of fate or an accident. She was taken from me because of pure and simple evil. Alright, Mikado Gambaru. Humans turned an innocent human into a non-human. Human. They weren't human.
人間の方がよほど人を外れたものじゃないか
And back we go. Now you've heard this story. Mr. Mikado finishes his cruel and hopeless story. We're shocked. We frown hearing it. With the story fresh in our minds, we arrive at the top of the building.
来てくれて感謝するよ二人ともこんなところで申し訳ないけど歓迎だ
The winds swirl amid the towering buildings. There stood Mikado, exhausted and ready to fall. Also, Hi, Shizuku. There's a peculiar non-human that looks like some kind of solidified black liquid. Is that Shizuku?
ああ、間違いないよ。
Mr. Mikoto's doll, Ku's true form is in front of us. Mikoto's lover transformed. All because of the number 2 R&D department. Mr. Rindo's younger sister. Hi! But her form is so peculiar that it's hard to imagine she was once a human. Her face and her form showed no signs of intelligence or emotion.
リンド、正直僕はすごくほっとしているんだ。君が理性を保ったまま人外化してく
Oh,
れ
he's
て、
special.
君を助けたいという気持ちは本物だった。けどもし他の検体のように暴走してしまったら、そんな一末の不安もあったのだよ。
Oh. That's right. He mentioned that all the subjects failed and went on a rampage, including Shizuku. Mikoto nods to me as if he knew what was on my mind.
人ならざる者になる過程では、被験者の体は脳も含め、文字通りの意味で別のものへと作り変えられる。
Well, we can't have him just go like full rampaging beast if he's not going to turn back. This is not tell me after all. We've got to keep at least some bishiness to him.
脳が変わるんだから精神構造も変わる。理性は削られ、より原初の感情が優先されるようになる。
恨み、怒り、失望、絶望。人外化の際に抱いた負の感情がそのまま
Oh,
強く出る。
let's not say Zetsubo. Last time Junichi Suebe was associated with Zetsubo, it didn't turn out very well for him. Wait, so that's why Shizuku and the subjects went on a rampage?
ご名答。だから林道が曲がりなりにもその姿を保ち、そして理性を保持しているのは、人外化への絶望よりも生き延びることへの希望、そして何より。
Mikoto shows an expression of joy and sorrow.
君という存在が強く起因しているのだと僕は踏んでいるんだ。
He lets out an eerie smile.
ま、
Ah,
データも何もないただの直
you've
感。
always been a strange one, Mikoto.
科学者らしからぬ言葉だと自分でも理解しているよ。その他にも僕の方で拒絶反応ができる限り出ないよう、実の妹である雫の血をベースにメタプラジアを改良したり、様々な要因が絡んでこそと理解しているがね。
And I had that in my mouth. Mikoto's haughtiness and attitude as a researcher has disappeared. Instead, he looks like a completely different person as he gazes at Shizuku.
しかし、それが君の人外としての姿だとすれば、実の兄弟でも随分な差異が出たね。
何とでも言えばいい。人間をやめてまでここに来たんだ。お前が何を考えていようと。
I wonder if I've got that too loud. Drop down just a hair. Right there. We'll see where that is.
僕はここでお前を止めてみせる。
Time to show down. The air stands still and fills with tension. You feel like the place will develop into chaos with a slight move. Mikoto smiles.
何を考えていてもか。それは本当なのかな。例え
I've
ば
got Shizuku.
君や雫が人間に戻れる可能性があったとしても。
I don't know about that, Mikoto. Huh? As if he expects our reaction, Mikoto spreads his arm and gleefully begins to speak.
雫は他者の生命
Oh my
力を
gosh, right, yeah, I
吸うため
forgot about that.
少しず
It's
つ
just time to go on a killing spree. If we can kill the entirety of the human race, he'll be able to be humans again. Just the Rindos be able to be humans again if we just go kill everyone.
彼女は今まさに人間へと戻っている最中なんだ。
Oh my gosh, that's bright for Mikado.
そうだよね、雫。
Oh, oh, Aniki. Oh no, he's saying Akira. I see that. Okay, not Aniki. I was gonna say, oh, she's talking to Rindo. No, she's not. She's talking to Akira.
聞こえただろ。今までの何を話しかけても反応しなかった。クーちゃんとは違う。もう僕の名前を呼ぶところまで雫は帰ってきてくれたんだよ。
Mikado looks overjoyed by his announcement. Horror, sorrow, suffering. Various emotions are flowing within me, making me sick. Mikado, you're...
先ほども言った通りだが、リンドウの人外化は雫の血をベースにした薬によるもの。つまり、リンドウも雫と同じ、人の命を奪うことで元の人間へ戻っていく。そんな特性を宿している可能性があるんだ。それでも、君たちは僕らを否定するのかい？
Well, you're no better than the researchers that went after Shizuku in the first place, because you're just killing innocent human lives. You're just killing innocent human lives again. So you're no better than them.
帝、お前ってやつ。
Mr. Rindo repositions himself. He must have taken it negatively. Mikado looks sad and in pain, but
何が不満なんだ？リンド、雫が元に戻れるんだ。彼女を殺したこの忌々しい組織を土台にして、優しくてバカ正直で真面目でただただ甘党で、僕との未来を語っては幸せそうに笑っていた彼女をこいつらは殺したんだよ。
his hatred explodes. The shadow flowing from Shizuku's body begins to intensify. It's as if she's responding to his hatred.
僕と雫の何を咎めようって言うんだ。奴らは自分勝手な都合で彼女を殺した。そんな奴らに何のためらいがいるんだよ。
Okay, even if you're just going for the GPM by themselves. What a very, what's the word? Generalized umbrella for them. Because if you're saying if you're just going after the GPM, then you'd also be taking Rindo with you, because he's also a GPM member. But if you exclude them, then why does it mean... Oh, what? If you're excluding him, how do you know there's not other exclusions, you know? Just people you don't know that are good, innocent human beings, you know? Just saying. But then again, he's our supervillain here, so... Mr. Rindo bites down on his lip, as though he's enduring a sharp pain from every word he hears. I can't begin to fathom what kind of visceral emotions they must be experiencing. But... Mikado! But I know them. He loves Shizuku. His voice was filled with kindness each time he spoke about her. Even if Shizuku can return back to her human form, how many more innocent lives do you need to make that happen? Yeah, how many more innocent lives do you need to make that happen? Her shadow continues to spread. It's enough proof that the people inside the GPM weren't enough to satisfy her. Even if she came back to you as a human, Shizuku wouldn't like what...
分かってる。言われなくても分かってるよ。
See, she's crying blood.
雫は優しいから。それで人間に戻ったところで罪の意識に苦しむのも分かってる。でもね、それでも僕は戻ってほしいんだ。
I can't really I can't
ほれた弱
really
みって
criticize that comment with release considering I forced the metaplasia onto Rindo. I can't really criticize. I can't. The reddish-black shadow overflows the rooftop as it slowly increases.
罪なら僕が背負う。雫が後悔と苦悩で嘆くなら僕が支え続けていく。
帝、お前
I'm
は
fairly certain
そ
he
こまで
is.
して。
琴音くん、君ならこの気持ちがわかるはずだよ。
Yes, but no.
リンドウのためにその業をすべて背負ってでも生きてほしいと願った君なら
Yes, let's not talk about it. I
お願いだ。どうか僕たちに協力してほしい。僕と雫と君とリンドウと。
about that.
人間としての幸せを僕たちと一緒に取り戻そう。
About that. His words are sweet and highly intoxicating. This is a save moment. I'm not going to help, but this is a save moment. Just in case my instinct is not correct. I'm not. We're turning Mr. Rindo back into a human. We could go back to being happy together, like it used to be. I want him to be able to stand in daylight without fear. I want to walk around the theme park, lovingly holding his hand. I want to enjoy a wonderful meal at a gourmet bistro and stare into his eyes. Everything will be brought back. The offer is too sweet to refuse. But
悪いけど、その提案は
yeah, I'm by
拒否
Rindo's
させ
side
て
on
もらう
this.
よ、帝。
It was Mr. Rindo. Gosh, the spelling grammar check in this fucking game. It was Mr. Rindo who turns his head away from the sweet lure. Mr. Rindo is smiling. The smile on his face is no different from before, even in his non-human form.
僕だって人間に戻れるものなら戻りたいさ。だけど、お前に協力するとは言えない。
Oops. Wrong button.
理由を聞いても
I can't just take non-human lives and feel good about it.
大前提として
ん
他の誰かを犠牲にしてまで幸せになったとしてそれを彼女が喜ぶはずがない。
Nope.
人間と人外が一緒になったとして幸せになれないなんて決まり事はどこ
Oh, I cut him off. I'm sorry.
その逆もしかりだろう。それどころか格段に可能性は低いというのに。
Well, you have no hope here. You only have despair. Let's kick that despair out of here. This is the wrong franchise for hope and despair. We just need hope here.
そんな当たり前のことを。
そうさ、当たり前で常識で普通のことだけど、もう僕はわからないだけで怯えることはやめたんだ。
Take each day as it is, one by one. All I ask is that you don't try to put distance between us over something we don't know. Mind you, I'm the owner of Enchante, you know. My normal isn't normal anymore.
僕たちの普通をなめるなよ、帝。
Mr. Rindo.
バカなことを。
Kick his ass! Kick his ass, Rindo! He must know that we won't bite. Mikoto raises his arm to which Shizuku extends her shadow and claw. Mr. Rindo uses his own claws to deflect the incoming shadow. Mr. Rindo and Shizuku. Sparks fly at each attack. The siblings strike each other, then jump back to create space between them. Both have positioned themselves to protect the one they love. Mr. Rindo covers me. Shizuku covers Mr. Mikoto. There's no turning back at this point.
やはりこうなるのか。けれどもう僕たちは引き返すことはできない。
だとしても止めることはできる。お前の友達としても雫の兄としても。
Mr. Rindo repositions himself so that his non-human side. Sorry. Mr. Rindo repositions himself so that his non-human left side is facing toward them. A whisper. Shizuku's lowered head. Shizuku lowers her head down as if bowing. Suddenly. The shadow morphs into multiple hands flying towards us. Mr. Rindo's cutting them apart so fast I can only catch small glimpses of his movements. He's moving beyond the speed of mortals. Mr. Rindo jumps into the air after Shizuku rises into the air too fast for me to keep up with. The beast and shadow's claws clash. A dull metallic sound resonates throughout the rooftop.
まったく我が妹ながら手強いで。
I know, what a pain in the ass little sister. No more sibling squabbles now. Get your act together. Maybe it's because they're siblings. Or maybe it's because they both hold the power of non-humans. Their fight seems like they're...
会話しているように見えないかい？
Yeah. Mikado. I hear his voice amid the savage battle taking place in front of us.
そんなに身構えないでおくれ。非力な僕たちは互いに信じるものを見守るとしよう。
I don't trust you. You said some real bullshit so far here. I wouldn't put it past you to somehow slip the Metaplastia into me, like through a needle or something. Just go jab. And weaken Rindo in that defense and be able to overtake us so you can come out with your master plan.
僕たちの執念か、君たちの希望か。どちらにせよ、最後には片方しか残らない。
Usually in anime, hope wins. I feel like the same can be said for Ultima games. Mr. Rindo won't lose. I can speak. Mr. Rindo won't lose. My needs feel like jelly, but I need to force myself to be strong. I need to maintain my confidence and keep my eyes on Mr. Mikado. He looks at me and smiles.
同じ。人外を愛した者同士だというのに。
Oh, you've already had a couple screws through,
何
so
が違ったんだろうか。
I feel like I've been a little more grounded than you.
僕と君の違いは。
It's like we have different
一体
personalities or
何だ
something.
ったんだろ
A simple question. An honest question. As I contemplate how I can respond. Whoosh. Ah, Rindo. The battle was evenly matched until Mr. Rindo was knocked back to where I am. Mr. Rindo! I hurry to his side and lift him up. He isn't gravely injured, but I can see the pain on his face from the blows he's taken.
う。君たちの決意は理解した。けれど、どうあがいても、雫を止めることは不可能だよ。雫は今この瞬間も、絡め取った命の端々を貪り、吸収している。いわば、常に回復しながらの戦闘が冷静に考えるんだ、リンド。覆せる戦力差じゃないだろ。
But Mr. Mikado's words are proven by how Shizuku hasn't sustained a single wound throughout the battle. On the contrary, her black shadow is pulsating like waves on a shore, as if it's gaining more power. Oh, Kaoru!
もういいじゃないか、リンド。雫もきっと
Okay, then you can just
君を
stop.
殺したくはない。
If you don't want to kill us, then you can just stop right there in your
今
tracks.
ならまだ間に合う。僕たちを認められないのなら。
Run? Where will we run to? It's coming from the bottom of his heart. Mr. Mikoto's eyes flash a sense of sorrow and care. But...
無茶を言うなよ、帝。僕
Yeah.
がそんな弱腰だ
I've
と
come
思うの
this
か。
far. I'm not gonna run away with like a dog with its tail between its legs. I can speak tonight. We obviously can tell I can speak tonight. Mr. Rindo gets back up to his feet and repositions himself. Shizuku simply raises her huge shadow-infused claw high above her head.
リンド琴音くん
Only one Rindo can prevail.
さよならだ
No, not true. We won't survive this blow. A shadow comes straight down on us. Suddenly, an explosion appears in front of us from below, followed by a roar.
何
Nani? Exactly, my thought exactly. Hey! I was hoping these guys would come in.
しゃあ到着見たかカヌス狙い通りだろうが
I was hoping our backup would show up.
いや、屋上の4分の1を消し飛ばすのは
It's fine.
狙い通りとは言わぬと思うが。もう見ろ、無事だったからいいものの、危うく琴音を巻き込むところだったぞ。
For shame, so close. This is why you're the youngest, most immature one here, Ignis.
うっせ無事だったならいいじゃねえか
Hannes! Ignis? Hannes and Ignis jump out onto the roof.
なぜこの二人がここに
Ew, ingenuity. I thought Shizuku's shadow prevented the patrons from getting near here. Mikoto and I are looking at them in astonishment, to which Ignis smiles and points his finger down.
確かに外からは入れねえだろうがここにはもう一つ抜け穴があるじゃねえか
Did you dig?
ああ、異世界からつながる大きな
Oh
抜け穴
right,
だ。
don't they have Oh did they go through the Bestia portal because they've got like that I think that wormhole that they've got sustained within the GPM? Is this the right one? Yeah! Oh man, I was right. I was right. Ingenuity.
ああミシェルとイルが外の影を食い止めてるうちに俺たちはてめえを叩きに来
I
た
don't
んだ
know
よ
how I didn't think of that. That's a smart plan. Ignis points upward. I look up and see the two far up in the sky. Maybe it's just me, but it looks like those two are waving at me? So carefree.
多勢での助力。戦いとしては褒められたものではないが。君
I cut him. No, I'm sorry, Connors.
ああ卑怯とは言わないさ雫だって周囲から力を奪いながらリンドウと戦っていたんだからそれにまだ決着はついたわけじゃない
Alright, if you say so, Akira. Answering Mr. Mikoto's call, Shizuku roars and causes the air around us to vibrate.
まだ諦めぬか。
So,
見てら
so,
れねえな
so gotta finish this
Rindo!
off here.
てめえには悪いが速攻で
Move aside. My vision goes completely black. It was so sudden that I couldn't react at all. The shadow that was surrounding us had now turned into a separate individual shadows that rushes each of us. Before we knew it, we've been captured. The shadow felt weird. It felt like I was sinking in a blend of water and mud. I could breathe fine, but every bit of strength in me started to leave my body. And it also seems to have affected the others. Everyone's lost their mobility.
もう少し話していたかったんだけど彼らが乗り込んできてしまった以上
Yeah, because you're sucking the
なりふり
life
構
out
っ
of
てい
me.
られなくなったんでね何せ次は魔王と打天使の相手もしなくちゃならないんだ
It's not
今
just
ここで
lifesteal.
君たちの力をいただいていく
I-
よ
Are you able to use everybody else's powers? Everything that you've absorbed, you're able to use. I can hear Mikoto's voice in the distance as my vision fades. Shizuku must be consuming us right now. Or maybe she's embracing us in sympathy in an attempt to console us. Not that I can tell. My vision goes completely black. The sounds all begin to fade away. A shrill shriek awakens my consciousness. Ugh. I follow the floor and look up to see Shizuku falling back with black liquid gushing out of her. I then see Mr. Rindo and his claw covered with the same black liquid.
なぜ動ける？雫の影に触れていたのに。
Don't touch my
なぜ
girlfriend.
リンドだけは動けるんだ。
その答えならお前が一番よくわかるんじゃないか、ミカド。
I see Condis and Ignis on the floor, unable to move, and likely with no power left within them. But Mr. Rindo stands in front to protect everyone. Oh.
雫をベースにした人外か。
Mm.
リンド、
Mhm.
君が唯一無二の雫の交代だというわけか。
That would make sense. Mr. Rindo turns to face Shizuku, who's teetering from her wound.
終わらせよう。
Gambaru Rindo. Mikado warps his face in disgust, hearing his decision.
なんて
The answer is simple, Mikado. This is my route. I just can't be consumed and succumb. This is not the bad route. This is my route, and we aren't on a bad route, I think.
なんで諦めてくれないんだ、リンド。僕たちは互いに雫を思っていたじゃないか。なのにどうして？
Because you've come
お
up
前
with
は
some
諦めてくれないんだ
you
よ。
come up with some harebrained idea, my dude. Gotta think of the greater good sometimes. What happens, what happens. You gotta take it day by day. But when it comes to this many innocent people being, for lack of a better word, inconvenienced, it's not really a great idea. Mr. Rindo moves in one step at a time as Mikado continues screaming.
諦めないよ、僕は。
That's why he's able to be sane
諦
right
める
now.
わけ
Hope!
ないだろう。
Hope's gonna win over despair.
僕の目の前で大切な奴らが二人揃ってバカをやってる。片方は美人のくせに壁が厚くて、意外と友達が少なくて、そのくせ結構甘えたがりで、片方はどう見てもそうは見えないけど、本物の天才ってやつで、変態で変態で。
Rindo like, I love you both,
すごくいいやつ。
but but I have to stop you because I love you.
どっちも僕にとってはかけがえのないなくしちゃいけない存在なんだよ。もう一度笑い合って普通の日々を過ごしたかった。妹と友達なんだよ。簡単に諦めることなんてできるわけないだろうが。
Let it all out, Rindo. Let it all out. The ground crumbles from his shout. His voice brings her to him.
雫。
The siblings are no longer human. Ninken Shinkaku. They look at each other in silence.
雫、これが最後だ。
Such a calm voice. A voice that calls for the end. They put all their might into their blows. Oh, he's got a Dragon Ball Z power up. Countless shadows. Shadows of all shapes and sizes form and attack Mr. Rindo. They strike his legs, arms, and body. They cut, slice, and pierce with each hit. But Mr. Rindo strikes back and carves away at Shizuku's shadow-infused tentacles. Their battle can't be stopped. They continue striking each other. The tentacles continue to grow out endlessly, but the end has to be near. A thunderous roar. Mr. Rindo pierces Shizuku's body. The end? A blow that would kill any mortal in an instant. Shizuku's body begins to twitch violently, and then she slowly crumbles to the floor. It's obvious that the wound inflicted is critical, even to non-humans. There's no doubt who won. Mr. Rindo drags himself up. He slowly walks towards Shizuku and looks down at her.
まるで
Yeah, he's in this situation again.
7年前の
Yeah.
続きみたいだな。
Sorrow. Mr. Rindo's expression can only be described with that one word. He steps away from striking range. A step away from the end. But before he can make that step, a silhouette quickly moved and stood in front of her. He spreads his arm out in defense.
待ってくれ、リンド。
ミカド。
We're repeating ourselves again.
もう僕たちの負けだ。すべて諦める。償えることは何でもする。どんなことでも。都合のいい願いなのは分かってる。でもどうか雫を。
I hope this is not a decision I have to help make
殺すこ
too.
とだけは。
He falls to the ground and grovels, asking forgiveness. Mikado pleads at the top of his voice. But
できない相談だ、ミカド。さっきの戦闘で。
am I now?
琴音ちゃんが僕と
Oh
同じ
yeah, because she
術
touched
を
me.
もらっているはず。それを解く術が一つしかないことは、お前。僕にとってのお前たちはかけがえのない存在だ。お前と同じなんだよ、ミカド。僕にも同じように命をかけてでも守りたい人がいるんだ。
Ugly cry. Yeah, he would ugly cry though. Mr. Rindo slowly extends his arm to Shizuku. Just before his claw touches her twitching body, Shizuku roars. Gambaru. Gambaru, Rindo. Surprised that she could still move, Mr. Rindo makes his move to decapitate her head when...
雫、もういいんだ、雫。僕たちの負けなんだ。
Mr. Rindo halts, seeing Mr. Mikado embrace Shizuku. Then, without warning, a dull sound resonates through the area as Shizuku's claws pierce Mr. Mikado's butt. What the fuck?
ミカド！
He lunges forward to help his friend. But Mikado simply smiles and raises his hand.
いいんだ。これで。もう雫には。
Man, Shizuku, you're so. Oh no, my camera went out, didn't it? No, Shizuku, you knocked out my camera too, didn't you? Shizuku, why? I don't want to play this game again tonight. Honestly, I just need to get a little PNG. A little PNG tuber. Make this easy. Watch me still have trouble with PNG. PNG tuber. And come on, we gotta get back to the story. There we go. Which way? There I am. Okay, we're back. Shizuku though being super greedy here, like, If I can't be in this world anymore, then Akira can't be in this world anymore either. So greedy, Shizuku. And just like that, Shizuku's body slowly starts to limp and crumble away. It's as if her body was falling apart like loose sand. Mikado looks at the wound on his abdomen and snickers before falling to his knees.
帝
Is it my model? Hmm. There we go.
なんて顔してるんだい。
We weren't going to kill you in the first place, my dude.
それに友達殺しなんて
Okay, I'm fairly certain we weren't going to kill you.
やらせたくな
Blood spills out from his body. Mikado smiles.
いさもともと僕の体は
Yeah, considering
雫の
her feeding.
家庭における
She was taking blood from you however many times a day. And how much, who knows?
まさに身を削ったそれは内臓の大半を壊してついには
I have accelerated my aging process, even though you look like a 10-year-old.
そうどの道僕は長くはなかった
Mr. Mikado slowly crumples. He falls onto what remains of Shizuku.
雫を人間に戻すことに
Yeah,
関わっ
just a
た
little bit, but you stopped using your logic and ran with your feelings, which is not a good thing. Blood spills out of his mouth.
と人間でないと幸せになれないのだと僕自身無意識に思っていた
He musters what little strength he has left to take something out of his pocket.
本当に彼女と一緒に生きたいのならもう一つ方法があったはずなの
Were you gonna commit a double suicide?
迷惑をかけずにその方法が
Oh. In Mikado's hand is something I'm very familiar with. It's the medicine I gave to Mr. Rindo.
雫聞こえるかい
Mikado gently speaks. He calls his lover's name as she slowly crumbles away. He talks to her as if he was admitting his love to an inanimate object.
君を人間に戻せないなら僕が君と
Man,
同じ
this
に
guy.
なればいい
This guy.
もっと早くにこうしていれば君
And with that, Mr. Mikado swallows the metaplastia. But he won't change into a non-human now that he's on the verge of death. Mikado must have swallowed the medicine to show his fate was in his own hands. Even if it was to gain a peace of mind.
これでずっと一緒だよ雫
Mikado lets out a warm and gentle smile before taking his final breath. Death and dying. My goodness. A whisper can be heard. Mr. Rindo watches the life leave their bodies. They were in love with each other. The end of a human and a non-human. They lived lives they lived lives that we ourselves could have lived. A sad and tragic fate that could have fallen upon us. Oh, that's the end. We're gonna head to epilogue though in a minute though. Okay, I didn't realize how close to the end we were. I think we were getting there because there was a climax, but I guess we got the little what's the word? Wataru Hatano? What the fuck? Who is Wataru Hatano? No. I didn't see anyone else. I just saw Wataru. Oh no! Hatano's in this. Who is Hatano? Obviously, okay, I'm gonna assume a side character, but Hatano. I would love to play an Otome game. With Hatano is one of the bachelors. Oh my gosh. Gosh, I love his voice a lot. He's one of my favorite voice actors. Like, I like the roles that he plays and like his performance, but I also just vocally and just his tonality. I really like his performances just because he's got such a unique voice. Also, is this a different ending from Hannes' ending? I don't know if I remember this one or not. It's also been a minute since we got Hannes' ending, so maybe I just don't remember. Translation editor, English localization. Rindo! Some people died, but we made it out. What's our epilogue gonna look like? Did I say prologue earlier? I might have said prologue, or a little epilogue. Oh, you know, I totally forgot to get another save file ready. Fuck! Ah, I totally forgot to get another save file ready before tonight. We can't just jump into Ignis or Eel. Fuck. Okay. The sky above Enchante is clear and blue. I'm pouring coffee as I hum my favorite tune.
やれやれ、やっと落ち着いてきたね。GPM がいつもみたいに俺たち側の騒動を片付けるならいざ知らず。まさか逆に
We be the
GPM
ones
側
cleaning
の
up after
騒
the
動の
GPM,
フォロ
yeah.
ーを俺たちがすることになるなんてさ。疲労こそありませんが、ここ1ヶ月あちこちと飛び回ったおかげで乙女ゲームをする時間
You
もありま
couldn't
せんでした。
fly and game at the same time? Is it like texting and driving? It just is dangerous to do.
てめえにとっちゃいい薬になったんじゃねえか。これを機会に引きこもるのやめろってんだ。
ミシェルとイルは功労者なのだから、それくらいの自由は認めてやるべきだろう。
They put in a lot of work.
それで、広がっていた例の呪詛の残滓が、すべて無事に取り払えたのか。
そりゃもうバッチリ。って言っても放置しても問題ないくらい弱々しいものしか残ってなかったけどね。
Totoro's happy too. Totoro is squeaking with a smile as the regulars carry on with their usual conversations. That's not the word, but it's similar. Miser turns around in his seat and looks towards me.
君の生活もあれから少し時間が経って落ち着いてきたのかな。
Well, sort of.
ならよかった。
Don't you start giving me flack about Rindo now. All of a sudden, Miser starts to look visibly depressed.
リンドのことは残念だったね。
Him changing?
ああ、惜しいものをなくしたな。
Don't do this to me. I know y'all. I know this is being painted in a picture. It's not meant to be painted this way.
あいつだってまだまだやり残したことがあっただろうによ。
せめて彼が安らかに眠れるよう私が精一杯
It's better be like that meme where it's like, oh man, it's like I can still hear him. It's like he's still here with us. Quit telling people that I've died or something like that. Please, come on. Everyone closes their eyes in silence.
あのさ、
They
こ
did
こ
do
ぞ
the
とばかり
stupid
に人を
fucking
泣くもの
meme.
にしようとするの。
I was about to say,
や
I'm
めて
like,
くれ
there's
ないか
nothing
な。
alluded that he died. I'm pretty sure I got the good end. Mr. Rindo appears with a frown on his face.
まったく、カヌスまで悪乗りしちゃってさ。
Hey, even Connus is impish in his own way.
すまぬな。それで最近の調子はどうだ、リンド。
おかげさまでってわけでもないけど、体の調子としては上々だ。
I feel that. We can't be running at 100% all the time. You know, some days it's a 60% day.
私生活の方も順風満帆。可愛いマスターが
Oh my gosh.
毎日そばにいてくれるおかげでね。
Mr. Rindo walks over to the counter and then stands right next to me. He then gently holds my shoulder and pulls me towards him. Mr. Rindo!
見せつけてくれるな。魔王様、胸
Stop!
焼けでうっかり。
Rindo, not
リン
Rindo,
ドをだけ
Miser!
ピンポイントで燃やしちゃいそう。
Miser, you're the one that's left your route to me. I would have gone for you next if you weren't locked.
そうですか。愛を尊ぶ私としては実に幸せな光景だと思います。
俺は心底どうでもいいな。飯さえ出てくりゃ文句
I
は
don't
ねえ
give a
よ。
damn how they look as long as the food is good.
おや、祝いの品がどうこうと言ってい
Oh,
たの
right!
に
They were going to go buy a cake, I remember, and then shit happened.
てめえ、あんだけ言うなって言ったろうが。
Ignis like, shh! Shut your trap, Connus! Shut your trap, Connus! They can't know about my Magoro Kokoro. Mr. Rindo smiles seeing the usual patrons go at it, as he begins to help me with the chores. After the tragedy had ended, Mr. Rindo began helping me with the chores here at Enchante. Mr. Mikado and Shizuku. Mr. Rindo lost those that were precious to him. Then a month passed. I can speak. Then a month passed. With the death of those two and the help of Miser and the gang, the shadow that shrouded the GPM had vanished for good. It seemed like the hex had completely disappeared without a trace of it left behind. Also, being that the GPM couldn't recover their operations immediately, Mr. Rindo, Miser, and the gang searched the building and infiltrated the number 2 R&D department. There they located the research data and materials that caused the tragedy. They incinerated everything with no remorse. In doing this, we prevented the existence of the number 2 R&D department from ever being exposed to the public. This was the best chance we had at destroying any information that could potentially cause more tragedies. Unfortunately, those who were consumed by Shizuku went missing, and to this day have not been found. As for the survivors, those who came in contact with the shadow inflicted with the hex were able to recover, albeit slowly. Many are unable to explain what had happened. I can only hope Mr. Rindo's younger sister and friend can now rest in peace. And so, the truth was twisted just a bit. Incident report. The Type 2 non-human coup lost control due to probing done by the researchers done in number 2. As a result, the Type 2 attacked its members of the GPM. Suffering a fatal wound, Rindo administered himself a prototype drug to turn into a non-human and save his life. Akira Mikado, who was in charge of the Type 2, assisted in stopping its rampage. Akira Mikado was able to stop the Type 2's rampage in exchange for his life, putting an end to the incident. Mr. Rindo reported this to the authorities as what happened at the GPM. People who got eaten were gone. That would happen, yes. Yes, that indeed would happen. But then again, this is like a weird supernatural situation, so consume doesn't always absorb and consume doesn't always necessarily mean eaten. But at the same time, maybe their soul could still be there, but maybe not. I don't know. It's hard to tell what the line is sometimes in these universes. As for Mr. Rindo, there's no way he can work at the GPM in his new form. So he took a leave of absence and is focused on his recovery. On the topic of turning back into a human, it really depends on Miser and the gang, along with the findings of the numerous research organizations. So instead of worrying and thinking about plans for the future, he's here with me every day to help run Cafe Enchante. I think about all that's happened while attending to the customers. Before I know it, it's closing time. The regulars have returned to their usual places. Mr. Rindo and I are the only ones left. Fancy seeing you here all alone. Mr. Rindo, you've gotten pretty good at cleaning up the place.
伊達に一人暮らしが長くないんでね。と言ってもこの腕じゃちょっとやりづらいけどさ。あと、そんな顔しないで。自虐とかじゃなくて単なる感想だよ、感想。
I'm not sure if I believe you. You worry me all the time, you know. We casually chat with each other like this through the day until we come to an obvious discussion. Mr. Rindo, you haven't decided whether you're going back to the GPM or not, right?
まあね。向こうから復帰してくれって散
Okay,
々
but
連
what would
絡が
happen
来て
to
る
you
ん
if you
だ
go
けど、
back? Is the question.
こんな被験体があのビルをカッポしてましたで、また別のトラブルにならないかなって。
I see. Mr. Rindo, I know it's odd for me to ask, but I just hope you put yourself first and make the right call for your future, okay?
そうだね。ああ、でもいっそアンシャンテの正式な従業員になるのもありかも。
I can pay you in coffee, food, and a place to board, but I don't know if you want to board here if you've got a nice... Okay, well, you won't have the money if you're not working your job anymore. I can offer you coffee, food, and boarding. That's what you'll be paid, and I have nothing else to give you.
僕考案の雫ブレンドもなかなか好評みたいだし。
Mind you, your Mikado blend needs a bit more work. Mr. Rindo created original coffee blends named after the two. As long as I'm the owner of Enchante, and as long as Mr. Rindo's memories doesn't fade away, the two will live here forever.
それでなんだけど、みんなも言ってた通り、
Indeed
そろ
has.
そろあれから1ヶ月が経つよね。
Since what? I let out a bewildered look at his somewhat abrupt question.
今までずっとさ、
Oh my
今後
gosh.
のこと以上に優先して考えたことがあったんだ。
Oh my gosh, coffee made from Mikado. No! No! Not made from Mikado, made for Mikado. Oh, made in his memory, not from him. Oh my gosh. I love you. It doesn't matter if you're human or not. I love you because of who you are, Mr. Rindo.
結局あの時はちゃんと返事をしなかったから。
Well, you weren't in the greatest of headspaces at that point in time.
どういう言葉で君の言葉に答えるべきかって。
Now it's his turn to kiss me since I was like, no, I gotta take action before I know it. I feel something warm on my lips. Mr. Rindo, after all that suffering and anxiety over our differences as humans and non-humans, he finally made the move. He kisses me passionately as if he needs me. He moves his lips away and gently smiles while I try to get my mind settled.
前回は君に押されっぱなしだったからね。その名誉挽回とは言わないけど、あの時にもらった君からの強い思いに僕もちゃんと応えたいと思ったんだ。
There better not be anyone on the stairs, I swear. No peepers. His words in action. I can feel my heart pounding.
人ならざる身になったことにまだ不安はある。これから先人間である君との差を思い知って打ちひしがれる時も来るかもしれない。もし僕が人間のままだったらって。でも
His face isn't fully human anymore. Even so, Mr. Rindo lets out the most gentle and kind smile I've ever seen from him.
そんな不安があってもやっぱり僕は君が好き。
Wow, You're finally speaking your mind, Mr.
そ
Rindo.
の気持ちだけは捨て
It's taken this whole route for you to say these thoughts without being like, I'm gonna cut myself off here. Never mind. Mr. Rindo. Mr. Rindo continues after hearing my shaking voice.
必ず幸せにするなんて先の見えない今の僕には言えない。
I mean, think about it. Our ages are pretty different, which means we could spend our time together that much longer now. All I ask is that you don't try to put distance between us over something we don't know. Mind you, I'm the owner of Enchante, you know? My normal isn't normal anymore.
信じるって約束はできる。君が描いた前向きな未来が少しでも僕らの元に
You'll
訪れ
try
る
for me?
こんないびつな僕の手でも君は
I
手
don't...
をつないでくれる
No,
のか。
nothing's changed. Nothing's changed, Mr. Rindo. Yes, I will. Unbelievable. Is that even a question? You should have done this a lot sooner.
あれ割と本気めの追いかけ
It's exactly what I said. I'm just like,
so
wow,
this
it's finally taking you this long.
本当にごめん。だって僕も一応は万が一にも
When have I laughed at you, though?
普通の男だからさ。
Mm-hmm.
でも
Normal guy.
君がそう言ってくれた以上もう遠慮はいらないよね。
Men are kind of dumb sometimes. You know what? That's fair. And Otome men can be really dumb sometimes. It's the charm point. This time is consensual. We kiss because we want to. Love you, Mr. Rindo. No matter what you do, no matter how you look, I love you because of who you are. My pure and true feelings for you. I kiss for you with all of my heart. Awarira? Bin! We made it to the end. And we're gonna have some weird little cutscene again, aren't we? I'm waiting for this weird cutscene. I remember being so elated at the end of Canis' route. Yeah, huh? Here's our static. Oh, right, it was this music last time, too. When was it? When he came here? I believe it would be the same at first. That he would just die like the others had. Duo. Duo. A new prologue is now unlocked. Duo. Huh? I don't know, there's like some deepest lore here that I'm sure it's going to be building up to Miser's route since he's the locked route, but what the fuck, man? I'm here because I'm pretty, not because I'm smart. Otome characters probably. I would say at least a third of them. That's probably true. Okay, let's go ahead and start a new route here. Yeah, same. And let's start trudging through this. What are we? We're at 1050? Ufui Egoeris. I'm not sure what that means. When was it? When we came here? This is what we just read. Oh! We got new backgrounds now. I believe it'd be the same at the first. He would just die like the others had. Half of them would perish in a few hours. 1 in 10 would survive half the day. No one survives the full 24 hours. I really believe this would be the same. Wishful thinking was a pattern of the past. Still. One day, 5 days go by, and finally, 10 days pass. He was still alive. Though he struggled and writhed in pain, he still survived. I was happy. I experienced a miracle I thought to be impossible. There were so many times I tried to tell him, to thank him for surviving, to say we were both the same, survivors. It's okay that these feelings are one-sided. The fact that someone is in my same position. That's all I need. It's all I really needed. Now, who is this? Yep, we're starting from the beginning again. Oh man, I'm sorry. I should have gotten this prepared. But then again, we would have missed that prologue, so... Okay, put that on auto. Let it go through. Oh, I should pull... Let me pull up a guide so we can quickly get through the prologue again. Just to get to a new route. I'm trying to decide. Obviously we open it. I need to decide what route I want to do. I don't know what route I want to do. I know I talked about Ale, but I kind of want to do Ignis. So Ignis, we can do Ignis next. I'm fine with that. I wasn't quite sure which one to do next because I've done Canis and now we've done Rindo. So we've got Ale and Ignis to choose between. So if you all have a preference, I'm happy to go with which one. But let me see here. Typing this up. Is new dialogue? No, it's not. Okay, continue. Continue forth while I pull this up. I let them both lol. Okay, then let's do Ignis. We've had some like let's see. I don't want bad ending. Spoiler 3. Spoiler 3? Spoiler free. Let's see here. Ignis. Okay, yeah, we'll do Ignis's route because I liked Rindo's route. I'm quite fond of Rindo. I'm very fond of Rindo. I still think Canis ranks above him in my heart. And I'm not sure if it's just because... Okay, if we're going off of just my reactions to the ending of their storylines, I was way more, like, indisposed and into it with Canis's. So this where I'm kind of basing where I think Canis will probably rank above Rindo. I really like Rindo though. I really like Rindo though. It was a good route. I liked it. It was something a little different. I liked it. It was fun. But it was very I guess negative for the most part in it. It was just kind of like, oh my gosh, like everything feels really heavy in Rindo's route. So we'll do Ignis's and hopefully it's not too heavy in Ignis's because he's soon, and kind of the gimmick with Sundares with a lot of time is the it's not like I like you or anything, it's like and not only that but they get embarrassed and stuff, so it'll be kind of haha funny. So hopefully Ignis will be a little bit lighthearted to finish off the night with, which will go for a few hours. So I started a little later today, so I'll try to go as long as I can because I don't have anything going on tomorrow. Rindo takes the ultimate, he really does. Man, not only that, but he kind of reminds me, Rindo's character, which it's probably because, Junichi Suebe also voices him, but he kind of reminds me of Oda Sakunose. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. He kind of reminds me of Oda Sakunosuke from Bungo Stray Dogs, who Junichi Suebe also voiced. And where Odasaku in Bungo Stray Dogs, I believe, was only 22 or so at the point whenever he showed up in the anime. He's like taken in orphans and stuff, and just the way that he kind of went about things, I consider him an honorary man. And not that I'm not sweet on Odasaku, but Rindo and Odasaku seemed real similar to me, which I was like, oh, that's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. I like that. But Rindo, I think, is 42. He's significantly older than... Okay, not the majority of the cast, but, like, what's the word? The majority of what most otomes usually have. They don't usually have... Like, if they have a older character, it's usually, like, how we have Miser that's, like, 5,000 years old. You know, something ridiculous like that. But they look like they're, I don't know, 25, 28, something like that. Rindo, though, I haven't really come across many otomes that have... like men that are in their 30s, men that are in their 40s and stuff like that. It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. I like it. Okay, let me get this on auto. I should have clicked auto a minute ago so we can rush through this because it's going to be a little bit to get through this. So we'll be having just chatting for probably the next like 40 minutes. But I really liked Rindo's route. I really like Rindo. I really like Rindo. I have a feeling I'm probably not gonna have any qualms with any of the routes in this game. Just because I am shit. Did they mislabel this? I think they mislabeled this. I guess right, and there's no silence option here. Start. I had a thought that I abandoned quite quickly. It's a thought. Oh, I can't remember what the thought was. Oh, I was talking about how I don't think I'll have any qualms with any of the rats in this because I like all the characters. There's no characters that I really have any qualms with. But not to say that I'm going to be like, oh yes, I'm at the end of this game I'm going to be romantically interested in all of them. I don't think so. But I think I will enjoy the storyline at the very least. Usually there's at least one character in it told me where I'm really just like, do I have to do this character's route? And this one I don't have that. I appreciate all of them in their own form or fashion. I do really want to get to Miser's route now though. Because out of the characters, because it was Canis, Rindo, and Miser were the three that I had my eye on. Oh right, he's gonna reach into my chest. Oh yeah, steal my heart. Reach into that sternum. Rindo, hi! Being weird and flirting with me at first glance. Bye, Rindo. In another life, we were lovers. You wouldn't know that though. Probably talk about Ignis first. You know, I wonder if the order of this really does make a difference who you start with, to be honest. I'm just gonna go through this because I'm pretty sure this is what we read before. It just doesn't realize this is what we read before. Talk about the Canis. Here we go. And talk with you. Rush through our really... Oh, not even the prologue. The prologue in like, what, 8 chapters? Like, my lord, man. My lord. Friends to non-humans to lovers, man. We've created a new what's the word? I wouldn't say fanfic trope, but it's not just fanfic trope. I guess a new trope, just in general. Friends to non-humans to lovers. Freeze, non-humans! You think those puny little guns could take us down? We're the best, the best. We're the A-team of Cafe Enchante. Ah, he's headless! Whenever I have nothing to talk about, I'm just gonna do random commentary, my own interpretation of a reprise of what's going on in the background. Enchante A-team. Exactly, Enchante team. And Mr. Rindo. Okay, chapter 2. We're slowly getting there. I'm still spooked at how I got on Canis' route just by pure instinct. Because there were some answers I answered that were definitely like It was like, oh, not talk to Ignis. I'm getting my wires crossed here. Talk to Kana's first, obviously. So obviously that could lead to higher affection points. But I'm still spooked that I picked the route that got to Kana's, and he was the one I wanted to get on. And it's a Tomei room. It is called Realized Shrine. Let's see. The goods are cute. Cool. Little cracker snack. So his route. I wanted to take his route. Nothing else. I wanted to get on his route. Sit in front of Ignis. I need to be very specific with my words here. Kanis was the route that I was aiming for. I apologize if you hear cracker crunching because I need some crackers right now. I'm the owner. I can't be too friendly with Kanis on this route.
マスターなんか極めちゃった的な
No! No!
そちらの意味ではない。我の行きつけの店の店長ということだ。
I just realized the implications on that. No!
店長ってその年ですごい
Oh my gosh. This high school girl thought... Oh my gosh.
ねえ私たちなんて将来何したいのかも決めてないのに
そうだろう。彼女は優れた決断力と強い意志の持ち主だ。
Wait, I'm still so new to this. It's something about... It's nothing to compliment me about so much about. I can't speak right now because I'm still beside myself. Why is Kanis being so nice? Is he soft on you? Those girls literally thought that Kanis and I were like either in some sort of pet play relationship or some master-slave relationship. My lord. This is where Rindo takes me on a date, but it's not actually a date. You know what? The costume probably didn't help. It's true. That is true. You're like, wow, you guys get up to some real unique things, don't you? No, it's not like that. Not like that. Doesn't everyone take you on a non-date? Yeah, but Mr. Rindo's like the flirtiest out of all of them. The others seem to be more like a... What's the word? More friend-geared. Rindo is most certainly... Like, it might be played off as like friend... Okay, what's the word? He keeps his distance at the very least, but it's very much so like, that's... Kotone-chan. Let me take you out to dinner. You know, like that. Versus Kanis, that instance was, oh, I'm going and getting groceries, you know? Or like, oh, yes, we do go to like the, what's the word? The Atome event. So I guess you could say it kind of could be like a non-date in the way. But, it's definitely, here, let me pick this here. You give me too much credit. It definitely feels more like I'm escorting. Okay, I have interest in Otome, but Kotone has a very like simple understanding of Otome. I'm pretty sure at this point. So like she's probably going there and she's enjoying herself too, which is like the cuteness. But it's essentially just like I'm taking Il on a field trip. Essentially, I'm taking the child to the play place. Probably see how Ignis is. Yep. Okay. Something new. I'm gonna take a bite of cracker. I think I heard Ignis say he was in charge of preparing the snacks with Canis. Ignis does eat a lot. I imagine he cooks for himself a lot. I'm a bit curious how skilled he was. I decided to go and see what he was up to. I entered the kitchen, calling his name. Canis must have stepped out for a moment, as I didn't see him.
おう、お前か。あんまフライパンに近づくなよ。
It's splattering. You won't get hurt. There he was, Ignis, following his task of preparing the snacks. Accompanied by the sound of sizzling, a savory aroma filled the room. There was no mistaking it at all. What lay in front of him was a giant steak. A steak as a snack? I guess for Ignis, maybe. What?
ってなんだこれ。
Crap, I didn't mean to say that out loud. He heard me. You were going to be making snacks for the tea party, right?
問題ねえだろ。茶と肉は合うだろうが。
Yeah, for sure. Maybe this is some sort of bestia culture, I just don't know. Well, I guess so. I suppose with green or oolong teas. While I criticize him internally, Ignis quickly regains his happy disposition, keeping a watchful eye on the pan.
じゃあ大丈夫だな。まあ任せろ。うまく焼いてやるからよ。
I like mine medium rare. His words were filled with confidence. Ignis cooks through the thick steak with a perfect amount of heat. You're a good cook, huh, Ignis?
得意ってほどじゃねえ。最低限自分の好物とか単純なもんなら作れるだけだ。
I see. I didn't feel any immediate danger at how he was handling the frying pan. I mean, I wasn't worried to begin with, but seeing him work really reassured me. But still, I'm honestly just bored. I wouldn't know what to do if I went back to my room. I can see myself sitting there trying to answer that question all day.
ことね。お前暇なら洗い物でも手伝え。
Putting dishes together or washing them? Oh, is that okay? I asked with a smile as the suggestion swept away my problem.
嬉しそうな顔すんな。そこは建前だけでも古希使うなとか文句言っとけ。
Oh no, Ignis, why do you make me do this? I guess I'll have to help. Getting back to the subject, Ignis points to the sink with his chin.
使い終わった皿とか別のフライパンとか水につけてやるからよ。
Yeah, washing dishes. I'll wash some
適
dishes
当
for
に
you.
頼むわ。
I got you. Okay, got it. I grabbed the sponge and jumped right in, dish soap in hand. Ignis thought ahead and had it all soaking in water he mixed with the soap. The sponge cleanly wiped through all the grease without an ounce of resistance. I didn't know Ignis would be this mindful about household chores. My thoughts wandered as we both kept working in a rather comfortable silence. As I turned the water up to wash a large frying pan,
ことね。
quietly.
ありがとうよ。俺らの居場所を守ってくれて。
Why are you cute? Sorry, Ignis. What did you say? I couldn't hear because of the water.
何も言ってねえよ。
It's not like I said anything. It's not like I'm thankful for you or anything. You think so? This is gonna be a fun round. A few hours later. That's all red stuff. Okay. Small little sip in a new. And back to the grind of fast forwarding. I'm sure we're probably going to start with Bestia. Yeah. Bestia. What's next? Medio. I don't know if these really matter. The third, fourth, and fifth. Or second, third, fourth, and fifth options. GPM. It seems like all these walkthroughs I've done for both Rindo and both for Ignis so far, in these prologue options, they always choose anything to do with Miser last. Like the Heavenly World, like it talked about a demon at the very beginning was the last option it said to take here. And here again, it also does the Demon World Asmodea's last too. I don't know. Fast forward. Maybe it's just like, it's not necessarily necessary to do it like that, but the person who wrote the walkthroughs are just like, yeah, you're not gonna get Miser anyway. Why try to get his affection points by choosing his quote-unquote options, you know? I wonder what's gonna change to unlock Miser's route, or if there's nothing that's going to change and you can just actually accrue affection points. Who knows? We've got 2 more routes to finish before we get to his. We're almost halfway through the game. Otome games always take a while. And sometimes streaming it also takes a little bit longer. In the past, when Kyo has played Otome games, she just like goes through it, you know? Anytime. Here though, we gotta go live and we're recording everything. Ah! Kanes, you saved me! I'd be swooning in another life. In another iteration of my code, I would be swooning. We're gonna run into Venia soon. Venia. You bitch. No, we're not following you. See here. You know, overall, with the story that I've seen from this game, not just the routes in general, but the overarching story, I kind of like this. It's a fun, it's a new concept to me, at least. I personally haven't seen too many otomes like this. Like, there'd be some characters that might be, like, otherworldly in their own form or fashion, but to make that the whole premise is kind of fun. Not only that, but we're stepping into, like, different types of otherworldly worlds. Oh, we get Arcana CG soon. This Rindo's? I think this is Rindo's. Or is this Ignis's? I can't remember which one came first. No, this is Rindo's, because Kari is here. And we have to have Kororo. No. Yes. Kari was here before Kororo, so. Kororo is not here yet. Oh my gosh, am I doing them literally in the chapter order? I am. I'm doing it in their chapter order. Gosh damn it. I just realized that we did Canis first, then we did Rindo, and then Ignis is next. And then afterwards, because they're trying to cheer me up, is Ill's chapter, and it will be the only chapter I can do before Miser's chapter, and Miser's chapter's last because he's locked behind the 4 others. Gosh damn it. I didn't realize I was falling into that. You know, subconsciously I probably am like, ah yes, we're going back through this shit too again. And subconsciously I was like, ah, do we do Ill or do we do Ignis? Do we do Ill or Ignis? And I chose Ignis. Oh my gosh. Jump around upstairs. I probably subconsciously picked it. I noticed the pattern subconsciously. I was like, oh yes, this is the logical choice. So we chose Ignis. Continue talking about the fairies. Are you sure? Are you sure I can do it?
そう気負うことはないよ。参考としてアンシャンテでの日常を語
Why
る
does it sound like he's
ぐらい
vaguely
の温度
echoing?
で構わないさ。
そうそう。出会った時のこととか、インパクトもあっていいんじゃない？
I just hope the impact I described doesn't make him feel doubtful. But I understand. If that's the case... Okay, back to auto. Very little new things. Ah, you. You pain in the ass. I knew you'd be... Oh no, we're on Ignis's route. Oh, we're gonna have to deal with that idiot too. Man. What was his name? I can't even remember his name now. He was so obnoxious. Rindo. Rindo. Please be careful. Please be careful. I wonder how our little obnoxious friend is gonna screw us over. I'm not looking forward to it. Let's say thank you. They all helped you move forward and really did a lot for you. Let's say thank you today.
ありがとうございます。
What's wrong, Il? You've just been staring at Cardia.
いえ、あくまで第一印象の話なのですが、彼、どことなくイグニスの持つ雰囲気に似通ってはいませんか？
soon soon?
はあ？俺のどこがこんな生意気なガキに似てるってんだよ。
I think it's similar by he has a touch of soon soon.
いきなり何？人を生意気とか。こっちこそ、あんたみたいな暑苦しいやつ、似てるとか心外なんだけど。
このガキ、溶かしてやろうか、こんにゃろ。
ほら、似ていたでしょ？
They are. I guess so. They both do seem to be impulsive and could be better about... could be better about being honest with themselves. Okay, I thought of. Oh, you just smacked Rindo on the back! Ugh! Poor Mr. Rindo. Poor Mr. Rindo and all this abuse. I don't know what this is in reference to, but I'm looking at this this no spoiler walkthrough so I can get to Ignis's chapter. And there is an option, I guess it's going to come up eventually, that I must pick that says baseball. And how after that? Hey, hi Fog Runner. How are you tonight? I hope you're doing well. Right now we are fast forwarding through all the prologue and early chapter stuff so we can get on Ignis's route because we finished up Rindo's route just a minute ago. Let's see here. Let's see, thank you everyone I trust and everyone. Yes. Not too bad. Did some adulting. I understand that. I do that almost daily. Today I didn't have to do too much adulting. But during the week though. During the week is definitely adulting time. Speaking of which, what's tomorrow? Sunday? I'm trying to think of everything I need to do. Oh, the weekend's never long enough. The weekend's never long enough. Not that I dislike school and work, but at the same time, it's nice to sit down, especially with like how run down I can be sometimes. If only I could multiply myself to do everything I want and not feel the ramifications of exerting stress on the hardware. Oh, this man's. Yes, what's his name? Yes, what's your name, stupid? I've forgotten. Dromi. Dromi. Ugh. Kyotosis? Kyotosis, yeah. Kyo would love to be able to do that. But then again, if the what's the word? If the energy is distributed even across all iterations of Kyo, then that would be bad news. That would be bad news. None of them would be functioning. All of them would be non-functional because they all wouldn't have enough energy. Look at him. Wow, I'm so cool. Yeah, you're so cool, Ignis. You know, in a way, I'm kind of an iteration of Kyo. A digital one. Not true Kyotosis, but similarly. It's not possible? Yeah, it's not possible. Continue forth. There's really not that many options here, which I'm not sure if it relates back to the Rindo route or not, because once I got to the Rindo route, I was like, okay, we're doing this all by heart now, you know? Like, we are what's the word? We are doing this by instinct. We are going through Rindo's route based off of what I would do. So I'm not sure if it looks similar on Rindo's route, but there's really not that many options on here. After we get past the last route. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 options. I guess maybe there's 8 options in Rindo's too. We're in Il's chapter now. Whew. How long have we been going at this fast forwarding? I didn't pay attention to when that started, to be honest. I feel like this takes quite a while though. I remember going, oh yeah, I went through it like twice. I went through it like twice whenever I finished Canis' route because I was a dumbass and didn't pull up a walkthrough to get back to Rinda's route. Play with Kotaro. Time to play with Kotaro. I turned my gaze back to the bed. My eyes landed on Kotaro, who was fixated on the pillow, eagerly batting it away with his tail. Cute? Kotaro, you wanna play? Even though it was my idea, how should we play? I just gave him a bath earlier. Oh yeah. After my pondering, I went to grab something out from one of the drawers. It was a toy. A long stick with a fuzzy ball at the end. In other words, yep, a cat toy. The item got mixed in with my things while I was getting ready to move from my house. The sea demon is clearly not a cat, but still, he might show some similar curiosity. Kotaro? Yeah? I tried lightly shaking the cat toy in front of Kotaro's eyes. Yeah. You like it? With it, Kotaro's eyes moved left and right. This was hopeful, I think. It was a pretty good response. You want to get it? Oh, he fell asleep. At least I thought it was a good response. I didn't expect him to fall asleep so soon. Oh, come in. What's up? Hey, Ignis, what's wrong? Hey, are you hungry? I figured since you're off today, I can make you whatever you want. We're going out. What? Not even waiting for my response, he utters his words. What is tsundere phrase? What is tsundere action there? With that, he just shuffles off. We're going out. So he wants me to go out with him? Wait, Ignis, I don't get it. Hey, Ignis! Wait a minute. He was moving so fast that I lost it. I don't remember Canis being this forward. Rindo was obviously this forward with him being like, let's go on a date. I was like, what? Excuse me? And now we have Ignis here like, we're going out. What? What are we doing? I don't remember Canis being that forward. But somehow I managed to keep up. I followed his lead. He led me to a park. Singing birds told me it was a peaceful one. We decided for starters to just sit on some of the open benches we saw, but... What's up? This is so awkward. If we were shopping, we could at least talk about cooking or ingredients. But before I even think about that, why did he bring me here? Stealing glances at him, it seemed like Ignis was troubled by something too. I feel like he's extremely angry. Though that may just be my imagination. Anyway, maybe I should try talking to him. Maybe start with the reason why we're here? That's what I should ask.
おい
Oi, don't oi me. We spoke over each other. After enduring the following silence.
あーもうやめだまどろっこしい
Gosh, this is honestly me though whenever a decision needs to be made. I don't know, what do you like? Oh, I don't know, what do you like? What do you want to do? I don't know, what do you want to... God, I can't take it, this is awful! I'm making a decision. I'm just doing it. Wrestling his hair with his hands, Ignis quickly stands up. He looked down at me and...
悪かった
Uh-huh?
だからその謝ってんだ
Oh,
ベ
yeah.
スティアにお前を連れてったことそれから血生臭い現実をお前に見せちまったこと
It's okay. I insisted on wanting to go. With that, I finally had a guess as to why he brought me here. I see. I must have been worrying him. Ignis, this isn't your fort. This isn't your fort? Yeah, it's not your fort either. It's not your fault as well. I'm the one who chose to go to Bestia.
だとしてもだなんかの形でお前にけじめをつけねえとこっちの気が済まねえんだよだから例えばそうだ俺になんかしてほしいこととかねえか
Why does this feel like, what's the word? It's like whenever kids give their parents, what's the word? Like the chore coupon books. Like, you can redeem coupon for 1 free massage. You know, stuff like that. That's what it feels like.
よっぽどの無茶じゃねえ限りは聞いてやるよ
Huh? This is a sudden request.
そんなもん考えりゃいくらでも出てくんだろほらとっとと言いやがれ
You're putting me on the spot, Ignis. This situation, it feels less like he's cheering me up and more like he's threatening me. Okay then. It's getting a little dull sitting here. Wanna walk around the park with me? Yeah, we'll go for a little stroll. With no particular destination in mind, I walked the park with Ignis. He had this dissatisfied look on his face. OBS, don't be making those red colors in the corner. OBS, behave yourself, please. I don't know. I'm gonna keep going like it's okay. I hope not, but it is that time of night when it usually starts acting up.
んだよこんなのいつもの買い出しと変わらねえじゃねえか
That's perfectly fine. The park is pretty. It's refreshing to just walk through it. Always very calm here. I've avoided it for a while because of that. I didn't want to get caught up in my thoughts here. So that's why I'm glad that you're here and that I have someone to talk to, Ignis.
安上がりにも程があんだろお前
You will have to tell me what you want to do, Kotone-chan. Ah! Ignis, stop threatening me. Yeah, I was told that a lot in college. As I gave him an embarrassed smile. There's a puppo! We heard the sound of a dog barking. We looked around, wondering if someone was walking their dog nearby. An adorable puppy ran right towards us. A Labrador Retriever puppy. So cute. Huh? But wait. There were no signs of an owner. No one was holding a leash.
やべえあいつらのこと完全に忘れてたぜ
Them? Huh? Ignis, what are you... These strays? Looking towards where Ignis was looking, I saw all sorts of different breeds of puppies rushing at us at once from that direction. Ignis! he's just collecting, he attracts the dogs. They were sounding adorable barks to meet our ears as they surrounded us. Ah! It was such a nice and healing sight, but this was...
おい、離れろガキども。
These
今日はお前らの相手をしてる暇なんざねえんだよ。
Ignis tried to yell at them anyway, but the puppies showed no sign of hesitation. In fact, they wagged their tails happily as they hounded Ignis and rubbed their faces on him. Is this because... Is there something about you being a demon beast that attracts dogs, Ignis?
知らねえよ。ただここに来ると、こいつらが勝手に大喜びしやがるだけで。
Wolves are from the canine family, so maybe have an affinity towards him because they think he's one of them? I'd never say this out loud though, because I'm sure he'd get angry about it.
これ、膝をよじ登んじゃねえ。爪が引っかかって折れたらどうすんだ。
What if you break one of your little claws? Scolding them. Or rather, he was worried? I think so. He was worried. I watched Ignis carefully address each and every one of the puppies with those big round eyes of theirs. Here. This is such a calming sight. You're like their big brother, Ignis.
誰が兄貴だよ。もうついでだ。てめえもこいつらの面倒を見ろ。
Sure, I will help you. Also, can my internet get itself under control? I'm glad it's not misbehaving, but it's definitely not happy still, and I'm like dropping frames. Like 10 frames a second, at least. Shaking my head. Hopefully audio's not too bad. He forces the puppy he was holding, like, can it be a dachshund puppy? It was friendly, and as it was sniffing me, that tickles! Stop licking my face! Ultimately, each of their owners came to pick them up. I was surrounded by puppies, and it was a wonderful, refreshing time. You know? Well, oh, we're back. Oh, we're not on his route yet, right? Okay, I would say this is strange. I totally got lost there. I was like, wait, what are we doing? What are we doing here? That was just like a little separate cutscene from, not cutscene, but a little separate thing based off of what options I chose. I was all ready to be on the Ignis route. I totally forgot we haven't gotten through the last 2 chapters. We're only partial way through them. Slowly but steadily, we will get there. What I was saying though, being surrounded by puppies, a very fun thing, a very comforting thing. They're so sweet. Kittens too, very sweet. Little babies. Hikaru, don't push yourself. Don't push yourself. That's the answer for that one. Time to be creeps. Back off, creeps. I've got an angel on my side. I've got the power of God and anime on my side. Yeah! Well, I guess he's a fallen angel, so maybe just the power of anime on my side. I don't know how I didn't think of that sooner. This is the 3rd time we're going through this particular section. I don't think I made a comment on that the last 2 times. Alright, last chapter. Last chapter and we'll be into Eels, or not Eels, Ignis' route. I'm gonna go see what's happening. I can't be worried about Mr. Rindo. I can't be worried about him. I'm sorry, Mr. Rindo.
ダメ。
My sir. I haven't said anything yet.
実家も林道も心配だから様子を見に行きたいって話でしょ。まあこれまで気楽に異世界へ連れて行った俺たちが言えることでもないけど、人間界では逆に俺たちも好きにできないからね。いざという時、君のことを守りにくくなったら困るし。
Okay, I don't know. The last one. To push yourself and see. I want to help somehow. Okay, so one more choice and I think we'll be into Ignis route. We're slowly but steadily getting there. Slowly but steadily. Get. I'm here, guys. I got you through the door. And they closed it behind me. No, I get so into like the actual story of the route, and it has nothing to do with the subplot that they're laying slowly throughout this. I always forget it once I get to the end. I'm like, oh right, there's that weird voice and like the static. Again, I'm pretty sure they're using it to build for Miser's route, but it still always comes out. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that because we spent the last like 4 or 5 hours on a completely different thought. I hope I picked the right option there. I instinctually went for it. I think I did. I believe the option that I selected, the option I needed selected was I want to help. I believe that I selected I want to help. I'm gonna get Miser's. Oh, is this it? No, he stops it here. It'll be the next one. We'll get Miser's cool CG. Plays his piano. You like jazz? Almost there. Almost there. I feel it in sight, and I feel like I'm more... What's the word? I can't think of the word tonight. We're not accessing the vocabulary database very easily tonight. I totally lost my train of thought, too. I don't even know. Oh, we're getting closer, and I feel more impatient. I feel like the closer I get, the more I'm ready to go. I'm ready to be back to where I am. Ready to start Ignis' route. Because I was a dumbass and forgot to prep this earlier this week. I had a lot going on this week. I have a lot going on almost every week, though, to be honest. Boom! Defeat the Skeletor in the sky. And the day was saved. Aha! New. New content. We're here. We are now here. Not on this route yet, but we are here. I ran into Ignis, who's just coming out of the kitchen. I just sort of woke up. What are you doing, Ignis? Although, there can only be so many things you'd be doing coming from the kitchen. Raiding the fridge for a midnight snack. You want to make something then? I'll make you something. I could just whip up something for you real quick if you'd like. We'll make like a sandwich or something. But you like your food. You could potentially be de-stressing by eating. It's been a long day. Is this Ignis watching out for my health in his own little way? Okay, I'll make a ton of food for breakfast tomorrow to make up for it. Well, I've been slowly getting used to this strange life I have now. I think that was mostly because I was too shocked to act on any fear I had. Oh, but I was pretty surprised to see that giant wall of flames out of over the ocean. Those were your flames, right, Ignis? I'm sure. Doing that would melt the ground around him there, and he'd sink into the freezing ocean. I'm starting to feel a bit cold just thinking about that. As my body shivers at the cold of my imaginations that didn't even really exist.
体が冷えてるならそう言えよ。無駄話に付き合わせちまったじゃ
He
ねえ
cares about us. He's just a tsundere. Oh no, I'm actually not.
か。ここで少し待ってろ。
Here's a blanket. Here's a jacket. Make sure you go to bed. Stay warm. Tuck yourself in. Don't let your stomach hang
な
out.
んか適当に温まるもんでも入れてくれ。ホットミルクとかでいいか。
Sure. You know, I've tried warm milk before, and I'm not sure what I don't know what's the word. I don't get it personally. I'm not a super big fan. It's not bad, but it's not great either. Like if I'm gonna have something warm and milky, I'd rather it be like cocoa. Where it's creamy and warm that way. But warm milk by itself is just like, I'd rather have cold milk. Huh? Yeah. It wasn't actually cold, but I already felt like I wanted to drink something anyway. So I just nod on reflex. A few minutes later, Ignis came back, bringing out in both his hands a cup of hot milk and a carbonated drink. We find ourselves sitting beside each other.
それ飲んだらとっとと寝ろよ。自分で思ってるより疲れてんだろうからよ。
Sometimes you don't realize how tired you are until you stop doing whatever task you're working on and sit down and idle. Once you idle, you're just like, oh man, we've used a lot of energy today. Ignis fans away at his carbonated drink as he spoke. Meanwhile, after I stared at the gentle steam coming off the warm milk, he carefully began to pour for me. Okay, thanks. I slowly bring it to my lips and tasting the gentle flavor of my drink. I go to bed. And we're back on auto again. So we hit Ignis' chapter 1. Yay, we're here. Okay. I don't know how long that took. I don't think that took very long, but then again, I don't know. Maybe I was just more talkative tonight. It felt like it was forever last time, but I also went through it twice last time, so that could also be another thing. Just never idle. Sometimes you want to idle though. Sometimes you just get so stressed out and so overworked. You need to let yourself idle for a minute. You need to take a break. It's not good to constantly be running 24/7. That's how GPUs die. I'm sure CPUs probably do the same thing too, but you know the state of those GPUs for those Bitcoin mining rigs? Constantly running 24 hours, 7 days a week. Oh, the state of those cards must be awful. Just an hour? Okay, so it was probably about the same. That didn't feel like an hour though. Maybe it's because I was just chit-chatty. Didn't feel like an hour. It felt closer to like 30 to 40 minutes. I totally forgot to mark when it started, but okay, an hour was about the same as last time. It took forever, but I hope we had a good time in between all that rehashing. Okay, new content is upon us. In the sea. I see for the first time. I don't know anymore. I don't know anyone. A big, icy, and narrow road. I found it. It excites me. So, I wanted to explore. I came without telling Mom, Dad, or my friends. I paddled far and noticed something peculiar. A wall of ice. Lots of strange shapes. So beautiful. Yet mysterious. It lures me in. Ignis, is that you? Are you inscribed on that wall there? I see someone. I paddle underwater to avoid detection. I don't like this. Voice scares me. Scary voice keeps repeating itself. On and on and on. So I memorized it. Honor. It said. I see that and I just think Bonner and I'm like, Aranara. I shut up in my bed, opening my phone screen to check the time. Huh? It's 6 a.m. Did I fall asleep too early last night? It was earlier than I intended to wake. Even so, it was best not to waste time snoozing. Since I'm wide awake, I might as well prep for breakfast. I change into a fresh set of clothes and make my way down to the empty cafe. Oh, Kororo, I'm sorry, come on. I hear a cute yet desperate voice squeak faintly. Huh? It must be... Hi, Kororo. Oh, I knew it. It's Kororo. Huh? Didn't Kororo leave yesterday to return to Bestia? So then, why is Kororo here? Oh my goodness. Hi, Kororo. Hi, baby. Kororo flopped over on the ground, slapping the floor of the cafe with its tiny paws. I trace its gaze. Of course, Ignis. Right next to the portal stood the guardian who took Kororo swimming. Ignis. Found here lying face down on the floor. Hi, Ignis. Good morning. Wait, what? The situation puzzled me at first glance, but I rushed over to him out of reflex. Ignis, what happened? Don't tell me you were attacked or worse, injured in Bestia. As I shook Ignis' shoulders with panic hands, I noticed his ears twitch. Ah, you went swimming on an empty stomach, didn't you? The timing was so comedic I almost flipped over. Time to go make food. It's breakfast time after all. 1 hour later, 7 a.m.
生き返ったぜ。
Gotta feel up. He nearly gulped the food I set out for him in one breath and chugged a glass of soda. He took a deep breath. You drink soda with your breakfast? Ignis. Goodness, you scared me.
そんな呆れた目無限な。こっちはマジで死ぬ
You
かと思
still
ったんだぞ。
scared me. I wish it took more than a little hunger to push the so-called strongest beast to the brink of death. Well, maybe it was more than a little hunger. I mean, I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but how in the world can you stomach so much food this early in the morning? I glanced at the table counter, staring in awe at plate after plate after plate after plate. A literal mountain of plates. I took pause, thinking to myself, each plate had a fairly hefty portion on it. All of which now sat inside Ignis' stomach. He topped off the meal with an order for dessert, which he normally didn't eat. I suppose he was positively famished. Will all this give you heartburn?
しねえな。むしろ腹8分目だぜ。もう追加はねえのか。
This was the first course, right? Where's the second? What? What? I'm all out of ingredients already. Your appetite is something else today.
ああ、今回は向こうでいつもより多く喧嘩を。
You had to use more energy than usual.
追い散らそうと暴れ回ったら派手にやりすぎてこのざまだ。
I was struck by the image of Ignis pummeling a mountain of beasts with his fists. Sucks to be you per usual, but I'm glad you're not hurt. Looks like Kororo is happy swimming in the familiar waters too. Kiruru! Tutu. Kororo took great pleasure swimming in its hometown. Its eyes and body glimmered as he splashed in the water. Now that you're here, why don't you stay here and rest?
そうだな。軽く寝ていくわ。にしてもあれだな。お前の作る飯もだいぶうまくなったじゃねえか。
Thank you for the compliment.
最初はなんつうか、うまくはあるけど。
Your cooking wasn't anything special before, but I guess now it's improved some, I guess. I chuckled in agreement. There wasn't there wasn't a lot of menu items that you'd see in restaurants. Just stuff I like to cook at home. Oh.
んだよ。
I just realized something. I think this is the first time that you told me you liked my food to my face. Ignis is lit up. I'm gonna assume it says Ignis' face lit up uncharacteristically, as if I was teasing a secret.
そうだったか。
Indeed, it probably is. Yep. You said to me no complaints or something like that before. Just when I thought Ignis' gaze had darted out of shyness from my affirmation, They began to piece together an incoherent babble of words.
別に今までがまずかったってわけじゃねえぞ。
Mm-hmm.
その、なんだ、むしろ最近は気に入ってるっつうか。味は濃いし、食った実感があるし、その、他の飯屋のよりは断然お前の飯の方がいいっつうか。
Yeah. What might that be?
おい、コロロ、なんだその顔は。言いたいことが
あるならはっきり言いやがれ。Say it, say it, say it, you coward. I'm sure it wants to. Well, I guess Ignis tried his best, whatever that was, to praise my cooking. That much I understood. You don't have to force it. Sharing the plate's the biggest compliment that I could ask for. But it is flattering to hear you say it yourself. Thanks, Ignis.
やっぱお前、変にお人よしっつうか、ずぶといっつうか。
I know, she is a little too nice.
ベスティアの他のやつとなんか違えんだよな。
What does he mean by that? Just as I thought to ask him. The door to the portal opened, signaling a lively chiming bell.
おはようと言ってもちょい早だけど。
Good morning.
おはよ
おはようございます。
う。営業時間より少し早いはずだが、随分と今日は揃いがいいな。
Cause Ignis came in absolutely starving. And I woke up early. Welcome, you two. You're right. Did you think we had an early bird special? As soon as the regulars from another world appeared through the portal.
おはようございます。
Ohio, you. The sleepy-looking eel descended to the center of the cafe, flapping its wings. One after another, my non-human guests gathered at the cafe. The familiar setting had a charm and wistful air about it. I welcomed everyone with a smile.
注文構わないかな。簡単な軽食とかでいいんだけど。
Okay, bacon eggs. Sure, how may I take your... Oops. I'm sorry. We've been cleared of just about everything except for coffee.
Eh?
Yeah, look at that guy. That man right there. Ignis let out an awkward peep, realizing the consequences of his actions. Miser and Kana stood in acknowledgement of this together and looked over at Ignis.
もしや、そこのテーブルに重なっている大量の皿や菓子の包装紙などは。
Yeah, it's Ignis.
あー、なるほど。うちの狼くんが食べ尽くしちゃったわけね。
Sure did. Someone had quite the appetite. I'd only stocked food enough for a regular day's work to begin with, so... Realization dawned upon Il, who blinked in panic as he overheard my words.
デザートもすべてですか?
He did order dessert. Yes. This means war, Ignis. It seemed Ignis pitied Il, despite his usual proclivity for making the latter the butt of the joke.
買い出し行ってくるわ。もう8時も近いし、この時間でも空いてる店はあんだろ。
Okay, I'm gonna take a short little break here. I'll be right back. It shouldn't be too long. I'm gonna go grab a snack for myself since we're talking about food. So I will be right back. Here. Yes, I will be right back. Hang tight. Okay, I have come back with food, so we are good to continue forth. I know, I saw how hungry Ignis was, and I'm like, man, I'm hungry now too. And these guys are hungry. I'm like, oh, I should get some food too. It was an apt moment to take a break. Okay, so he's gonna go get more food. Yes. Oh, I'll join you. You wouldn't know what to buy if you were alone, would you?
おう、悪いけど頼むわ。
I got ready, then departed from Enchante with Ignis.
はい、毎度。今日は随分と買い込むじゃねえか、ジョーちゃん。
Yeah, for a long time. Oh, well, it's more of a restock, actually.
50。はっは。さては久しぶりにイグニスの悪い癖が出ちまったな。
Do you know about Ignis's endless stomach?
せえハゲ親父、売り上げに貢献してやってんだから余計なこと言うんじゃねえぞ。
まだハゲてねえぞ。生え際がちょいと、ちょこっと交代。
And you went for this. You went right for this man's insecurity, Ignis.
それをハゲと言わずになんて言っつんだよ。
His eyes got even smaller. My gosh. Your iris and your pupil, all in one, are contained in a single half-pixel half-pixel-sized line in your eye. To an outsider, it might look as though Ignis is picking a fight with this humble shopkeeper, but apparently this was a normal exchange between Ignis and the owner. Light-hearted banter between friends. I handed the plastic bag filled with vegetables to Ignis. As the shopkeeper said, "Come again," I bowed to him and we made our way to the next shop.
最初の店からこの量がさすがに食いすぎたぜ。
You're right. We don't have to restock everything today. Just enough to get us through the day. After agreeing on our plan of action, we continued walking through the market. But judging by what that produce vendor said, this wasn't your first time eating so much in one sitting, huh?
ああ、ジジイの時にもたまにあったな。普段はなんとなくなんか食いてえって思う程度なんだけどよ。
Now and then, hunger crosses my mind.
派手な喧嘩をした後はいつも以上にかなり腹が減るんだよな。
Maybe you're exerting yourself too much?
かもな。ベスティアには飯なんて概念はねえし、昔は気にならなかったんだけどな。アンシャンテで飯のうまさを知ってからは腹が減るのが当たり前みたいになっちまった。
You savor your food versus inhaling your food? That's not the worst problem, is it? We continue our conversation as we made our rounds to the shops that were open. The time was nearing 10 o'clock.
あれ、そこにいるのって。
Troll me.
兄貴、それに店主さんも奇遇っすね。
What a coincidence. Oh, Dromi. I couldn't hide my shock as I saw him jog over. Because...
おい、その奇遇をどうやって作り上げたんだてめえは。今日アンシャンテのゲート通ってねえだろ。
Yeah. If he arrived to the cafe and proceeded to follow us after we'd left, then it would not be much of a coincidence.
いや、なんか前に店に行った時 GPM のミカド
Yeah.
とかいう変な人間に会ったんすけど、
He's not here today, and I hope he doesn't show up.
その時にすっかり意気投合して、あっちで固定してるホールを自由に使わせてもらうようになったんす。
Oh my goodness.
これで兄貴に締め出されてもいつでもアンシャンテに来放題っすよ。
Dromi wore a triumphant smile as he struck a gallant pose.
あの変人、余計なことしやがって。
No way, I wouldn't mind you punching both Dromi and Mikado. Sounds like you've gotten comfortable here. You're even making some friends. How wonderful. More things to entice him to come here. Dromi, you should just stay in Bestia. You should just stay in Bestia. Sorry, Jomi. I hadn't wanted you to feel obligated to come shop with us.
大丈夫っすよ。ちょうど兄貴に会いにアンシャンテに向かうとこだったんで。
Jomi's a good person at heart. Although from time to time he had a delinquent shrink in him, he offered to carry our groceries for
で、
us.
次はどこの店に向かう予定だったんすか？
Oh, one sec. I have a list somewhere. I pulled a shopping list out of my pocket, which I had scribbled hurriedly before we left the cafe. Let's see. We got the veggies, we had the fish, milk and eggs, check. All of a sudden, Ignis peeks over my shoulder to take a look at the note.
肉どうすんだ？自分で食っといてなんだけどよ。結構量がかさ
Ah, we should have Jomi carry that for us too. I think there's a great butcher this way who sells the best cuts of meat. Plus, if we buy in bulk, they'll give us a discount. Their selection is wonderful.
なるほどな。なあ、あとあれだ。イルの野郎にアイスも買ってやらねえと。
Get a cake too? Right. In that case, we may as well grab some for everyone else too.
ああ、何かしらあれば、あいつらも遠慮なくつまむだろ。
Jomi, who was following close behind us, timidly interjected.
ちょっといいっすか？前から気になってたんすけど。
You're gonna ask something really, what's the word? Intrusive,
店
aren't
主
you?
さんって兄貴のつがいなんすか？
Gosh damn it, Jomi.
は？
As soon as Jomi popped his question, Ignis dropped all the grocery bags he was carrying, spilling our food onto the ground. Ah, the discounted eggs! As I cried out in worry, Ignis's cheeks began to blush. He started pressing on Jomi in typical fashion.
てめっておろみ。こんな往来でいきなり何を？
Gosh, it has to be that word too, doesn't it?
いやだって距離がすげえ近いし。兄貴がメスとそんな仲良くしてるとこ他に見たことないっす。
寝ぼけたこと抜かしてんじゃねえ。つがいとかなわけねえだろ。こいつとはあくまでそのなんだ。そうただの天使と客って関係だ。それ以上でもそれ以下でもね。
Oh, these eggs are cracked. I lament quietly to myself while continuing to listen to their conversation. Me? Lady?
ああ、なんだ。そうっすよね。俺もまさかとは
I
思ったん
knew
す
you were
よ。
gonna ask some stupid ass question like that, and oh,
よ
you
りにも
exceeded
よって最
expectations.
強の兄貴が弱っちい人間のメスを選ぶとか天地がひっくり返ってもないっすよ。
Shut up, Jomi.
わかりゃいいが、その言い方よせって。
でも最強の兄貴にふさわしいメスって
Jomi,
魔
why?
獣の中でもなかなかいないっすよね。あ、でも前に腕っぷしのいいメスがいるって褒めてたっすよね。そのメスとはどうなったんすか？結構なアプローチ受けてたはずっすよね。
今すぐその無駄に滑る口を閉じろや。
Ignis, are you also popular with the girls since you're number one?
なんかデジャブ。そして兄貴、そこは口じゃなくてこめかみっす。
Well, your mouth will eventually shut if your head just explodes. Me? Choose. Female? Come on, Kotone, you're not that dumb. Come on. Oh. As I repeat the words to myself, watching Ignis's desperate reaction, it clicked. It became clear what Jomi meant. It must be how they refer to a girlfriend in Bestia, right? Even amongst beasts, there had to be women. I recall meeting one in Bestia before. I suppose it wouldn't be too surprising if Ignis had a romantic story or two. It occurred to me, perhaps, that it would be awkward if the barista at his favorite cafe were to hear them. Hence he panicked, animated denial. Hence his panicked, animated denial. Yep. At this point, I had to give Ignis some peace of mind. Hey, Ignis.
なんだ。
Ignis let go of Jomi's face and quickly spun around to face me. Then I made a deliberate decision. I responded to their lengthy debate with a wholesome smile. This mate thing you're talking— Kotone. Kotone, why? This mate thing you're talking about. When you get yourself a girlfriend, don't hesitate to bring her to Enchante, okay? I'd gladly welcome her. Kotone. Can't read the fucking mood. I kicked the door open with a fervor. With a fervor? Is that a word? Hold on, I need to go make sure that this is a word. I don't know if I've seen that one. Fervor. My brain wants to put in fervor. I kicked the door open with fervor. Oh no, it is a word. Furor. An outbreak of public anger or excitement. New word. I've learned something new today from an Otome. Furor. Excitement or outburst of excitement or anger. I kicked the door open with furor, echoing the shock ringing in my head.
ああ、びっくりした。もうそのドア微妙にボロいんだから乱暴に扱うのやめてよね。
荷物持ちの手は足りたか？我も同行すべきだったか？
Oh, we had an unwelcome guest show up. So we made him the packed meal. Don't worry about it.
いらねえよ。それよりこれ持っ
Don't
と
worry
け。
about it. I aggressively handed the entire grocery haul to Connus as he approached. The muscle brain, while initially flustered, accepted the groceries at a reflex.
琴音はどうした？
心配しねえでも後から来る。カヌス、荷物はてめえが全部厨房に運んどけ。俺は部屋でこのアホトラにいろいろと話をつけなきゃなんねえからな。
Go beat him up for embarrassing me.
どうだ？
After leaving the food with Connus, I grabbed Dromi by the scruff of his neck, holding him high up in the air.
おや、ドローミスではないですか。また斬新な移動方法をとっていますね。
どうもっす。もう名前については諦めてるんすけど、とっても慈愛に満ち溢れた天使さん。
Well, he's a fallen angel.
できればその慈悲で俺の命を救ってもらえるとありがたいかなーって。
Oh, don't worry, it's all according to God's plan. I shouldn't
ああ、いる。
interfere.
アイスあったよ。溶けちゃう前に食べた方がいいんじゃない？
すみません、ドローミス。
Ah, Dromi.
アイスが
The ice
私を待って
cream,
い
though.
ますので、
You'll figure it out.
あなたに安らかな眠りがあらんことを。
俺の命よりアイス。
Yeah, I would also choose ice cream over you.
じゃあ行くぞ、アホトラ。男同士、久しぶりにゆっくりと語り合うとしようじゃねえか。
I just thought about it here, since he's saying tiger, because he is a tiger. But Yuki Ono voices Ignis. Junichi Suabe voices Rindo. And the first role that I ever learned about Yuki Ono from was Kagami Taiga from Kuroko no Basket. And I guess there's like many different rivals, but I would say Kagami's main rival is Aomine Daiki from a different high school. It's a basketball anime, if I didn't say that. It's a high school basketball sports anime. And Aomine is voiced by Junichi Suabe. Wow, that just came rushing in. I think it was the end of last year or something, or early this year. Kuroko no Basket, it's been 10 years since it aired. The anime, not including the manga, but the anime, and I'm just like, oh man. No way in hell it's been 10 years. It's felt like it doesn't feel like 10 years. It's just crazy. Something that I have memories of. It's 10 years old now, it's a decade. Anyway, moving on with the Enchante story. No more Kuroko no Basket talk. I took my sweet time heading upstairs, scaring him with slow, ominous steps.
できればお断りしたいっす。兄貴のお話し合いってだいたい握られた拳による物理的な。
Yeah, but you overstepped a line today, Dromi, so you gotta pay. Oh, is this Ignis's room? 10 minutes later.
で、お前マジで何しに来やがった？俺をキレさせに来たのか？
The stupid tiger bowed his pummeled head, which had swelled from the beating as if he was stung by a horde of bees. But not even a beating could cheer me up. Because of him, Kotone is now aware of a lot of things that she shouldn't have been. Well, it's not like this changed anything, since she knows and all, but what if things do change? You know, Kotone.
くそ、イライラする。
Wait, do Ignis and Kana share a room? And they have those sliding panels as a divider? Because I'm looking here now and... Moving aside here a little bit. The other room's pretty plain, but it has a bunch of plants in it. I can't remember what Kanas' room looked like. But I would assume that could be Kanas' room whenever he stays here. They share a room. Oh, I totally forgot here. Ah, damn it, that pissed me off. What's with her? She casually brushed off his comment about the other female, too. As if that's not bad enough, she told me to invite my mate over to the cafe with a smile.
ここはもっと、こう、なんか他に言うことあんだろうが。
Because she's a little slow, too. While I went on my irritated rant, the stupid tiger's face started to heal.
今回はさすがにマジで死を覚悟したっす。
We can go for another round if you'd like. We can try again. The regularly scheduled ass whoopings I've been giving him since we were kids have toughened him up.
で、兄貴、まだ顔が怖いんすけど。
Why do I want to talk to you, the one who got me in this situation?
いいっすかね。ちょっとアルムムについて気になる情報があって、兄貴に報告しに来たんすけど。
あ？あの牛どもがどうかしたのかよ。
どうかしたのかって、あいつらについて探ってこいっつったの兄貴っすよね。
あ？ああ、そういやそうだったな。
I had completely forgotten about them after the fiasco in Amasaki Island.
で、なんか奴らに動きがあったのか？今更すぎる気もするけどよ。
いや、それが。
は？
Jeremy turns his head, reporting his findings in a contemplative tone.
あいつら、なぜかあちこちの縄張りから数をどんどん減らしてるんすよ。他の魔獣に戦いをけしかけてるわけでもないのに、どこ行っちゃったんすかね。俺らにとっちゃ平穏でいい話っすけど、なんか嫌な予感がするっていうか。
Usually when something like that starts disappearing, there's something even stronger that's making them disappear.
あの血に飢えた牛どもが姿を消した？
Doesn't make sense. Plus, as much as I hate to admit it, this kid has a knack for making wild, cowardly hunches that are usually right. So if he's got a bad feeling about it...
ち、ろくでもねえことが起きなきゃいいがな。
And that's what happened. Oh, I didn't make a save. Hold on. I didn't make a save. Let's save. The Wolf of Burning Love. Oh my gosh. How did I not see that when that... The Wolf of Burning Love. What a title. A day has passed since Ignis drove me by the neck and left me behind. I was attending a tea party at Medio's, which was more of a girls' day. Tanya nodded kindly as she picked up the tray of cookies I brought over.
それは恋愛。いわゆる恋バナというやつじゃな。まさか同じ女子とこのような話ができるとは。長生きはしてみるものじゃな。
Titania, I'm so glad I get to be your friend. Venia. While Titania seemed to enjoy herself, Venia sat beside her, sighing in resignation. I wondered if they were reluctant to let Titania overhear gossip of this nature. However, it seems her investment in our chat led them to refrain from interrupting.
当人はその件に関してどう語っておるのじゃ?
Well, if I recall, by the time I made it back to the cafe, I talked to Miser and the others about it. At that time, Rindo was already there.
へえ、そんな話があったんか。
Mr. Rindo. Hello. Yes, it's a little unusual, isn't it? I wasn't aware that Ignis was a ladies' man.
お、なになに？イグニスの話が気になる感じ？
Not really, but I returned a bitter smile at Miser. It's just that it felt refreshing to discuss everyone's romantic lives.
あは。でもそうだね。そういった話は今までなかったかも。
ミシェルの魔族については知らぬが、イルや我、天使も妖精も恋愛が必須な種族ではない。
Well, alright then, Connors.
我らに比べれば、ベスティアは比較的人間に近い恋愛感があるかと思うぞ。
うちでも似たような見解があったな。繁殖行動とか、ベスティアは人間界の動物と似てる部分がみたいな。
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's meant to say inhuman? Inhumane? I think that's meant to say human. Because it is a human behavior to procreate, so this game needed someone to proofread this so bad. Oh, interesting.
イグニスも若いし、そういった話があっても何ら不思議じゃないよね。
実力主義のベスティアでは男女問わず強さが魅力だったかと。
I think I know what you mean.
生き残るっていうのがベスティアでの最大の目的だろうし、強さは大事な判断基準なんだろうね。
If he's number one, then...
だとすると...
I said this earlier, the most valuable. Miser stirred the contents of his coffee mug with a dexterous hand, flashing an elegant but devilish smile.
特殊な立場とはいえ、最強の座に立つイグニスはああ見えて結構モテるんだろうね。
では、つがいとやらを見つけた暁には、彼は常連の中で初の恋人持ちとなるわけですね。その時にはぜひ愛の軌跡を聞かせていただきたいものです。
Neil responded with dreamy eyes, indulging himself with several bites of ice cream. Of course you'd say that, Eel.
てめえら
Hi, Ignis! Welcome back.
俺がいねえのいいことに何を勝手な妄想を膨らませてやがる。
Ignis came sprinting downstairs full speed, slamming his fist angrily onto the table.
階段を上がったり降りたりと、お前も世話しないな。ドローミとの話はもう良いのか？
さっきも悲鳴が聞こえたし、終わったといえば終わったんじゃない？
話をそらすんじゃねえ。あと、あのアホトラならあっさり回復して、今はのんきに漫画読んでやがるっての。
Ignis barked at everyone, eliciting laughter from the room. Then, for some reason, he turns to face me. I brace myself, meeting his sharp gaze before he delivers a desperate plea.
いいかことね。今日聞いたことは全部忘れろ。俺は色恋沙汰になんざ興味ねえ。適当に喧嘩ができりゃそれでいい。
Oh, how lewd of you, Ignis. My gosh.
だからこいつらや、ドローミの話を鵜呑みにすんじゃねえぞ。わかったな。
Don't listen that more on Dromi. Everyone got it. Sure. I didn't see anything. How would I respond? Don't listen that more on Dromi. Everyone got it. Sure. Sure, if you say so, Ignis. Oh, I should have made a save there. I saved shortly before that. I'd be okay. Besides, prying into other people's relationships is a bit rude, right?
だからなんでてめえはそういうあっけらかんとした反応しか
Huh? That's it. As I concluded my story, Titania paused momentarily before breaking into a chuckle.
若いの。反応の一つ一つが愉快でたまらん。炎を司るということもあり、少々あの魔獣、イグニスには苦手意識を感じておったが。
She nods once.
やはり偏見は良くないの。
You like him?
今度こちらに訪れることがあれば、根掘り葉掘り話を聞き出し、いや、交流してみるとしよう。
Oh goodness, Titania.
彼を怒らせると、メディオ全体が燃えかねないので、自重してくれませんか、ヘア。
Indeed, be careful. I could see him in my mind, clear as day, raging in his cloak of flames. A few days after the tea party, on a day I normally had off from work.
だからわざわざ同行しなくていいのに。
No, we'll go together. Yes, I did. If I'd let you go off by yourself, you'd ditch your periodic checkup. I persuaded Karya to let me take him to his periodic checkup at the GPM. After answering a series of questions from Mikado, Karya passed his checkup. We conversed on the train ride back home. Thankfully, it seems as though no major issues were found in Karya's body. Tremendous news. Karya, what are your plans after this? Do you want to stop by Enchante for a bit?
そうしようかな。特に予定もないし。
We can hang out.
あれお前カリアじゃん。
Karya, immersed in thought, perked up as a voice similar in age to him ran over. Karya, do you know him?
クラスメート。
どうも。てかカリアってお姉さんいたの？
It sounds almost like Kishio Taneyama, but I don't believe it's Kishio Taneyama. It's your older sister.
なんていうか、普段世話になってる人っていうか。
へえ、いいな。こんな優しそうなお姉さんと知り合いなんて。
お前、普通にお姉さんいるじゃん。
We're not a good one.
うちの
Kind
姉
of
ちゃ
a
んは
bitch! Oh my
姉と
gosh!
女の応募モンスターだから。
Wow, no holding back there, huh?
いきなり死んだ目になるな。
Yeah.
この人が戸惑ってんじゃん。
It's okay. I'm having fun here. In truth, I'd always wanted a sibling. But maybe it's not all fun and games?
あ、そうだ。カリア、今日暇？うち遊び来いよ。新しいゲーム買ったんだ。他のやつも呼んで対戦しようぜ。
You know, it kind of sounds like Daisuke Kisho. It could be Daisuke Kisho. Hold on. I gotta look this up now. We're looking up a lot of things today. Cafe Enchante. Cast. That's not how you spell cast, but it'll work. Japanese voice cast. Probably just look up Daisuke Kisho. case anything comes up here. Maybe not. I'm not sure who this voice is.
俺も行っていいの？
いいから誘ってんじゃん。
Go on, go have fun. Ari's eyes met mine, as if you were asking for my permission. Go ahead. You're welcome to the cafe anytime. Just be mindful of your condition.
うん、ありがとう。じゃあ、行ってくる。
じゃあね。He thanked me, his cheeks rosy from blush, then followed after his classmate. Ever since he started coming to Enchante, it seems like his condition has gotten stable, and it's getting easier to attend school. From the looks of things, it seems like he was beginning to get along with his classmates again. How touching. It was such a relief to see him improve, both physically and mentally. Karia is a good boy. Karia is my son. I love him. I will take care of him. He's either my son or my little brother. I don't care whichever one. I have a motherly instincts for Karia. He's so cute. I took the path back to Enchante, humming a spontaneous melody to an original tune. It was the perfect day for a walk. I was never much of an athlete, but this weather incited an urge within me to move my body. As a thought crossed my mind, I heard a familiar, lively cheers towards a park I enjoyed passing through. I wonder what's going on. Normally the park was serene, quiet, a place to collect one's thoughts. But these were upbeat, rousing voices. At least it didn't sound like trouble. Would it be worth checking out? I entered the park, walking in the direction of the cheery voices. Of course it's Ignis, playing soccer or something. What's he doing? I saw him soar through the air. Is he parkouring? Oh, skateboarding! With the skateboard under his feet, he sticks a perfect landing. Newly constructed walls molded in the shape of waves were placed around the park. There... Ignis zipped along the side of the ramp, using his momentum to speed up. Whoa. He shifted his weight, lowering himself as he leapt higher, the board flipping below him. That was so cool. I couldn't help from cheering like a child, applauding him along the other watchers. Then... I noticed Ignis stopped riding, perhaps because he recognized my voice in the crowd, and exited the ramp area. From there, he sauntered over toward me, holding his board with one hand. I happened to be passing by. Just passing by. So, what kind of event is this? I posed my question, pointing at the towering wall, which I inferred was a skate park. You a skater? Huh. I never knew courses like these were so easy to set up. So, Ignis, are you a skater? I literally just asked this question. Of course, it's your first time riding a skateboard. Oh, I guess I just so happen to be good at it. Seriously? This is your first time and you're already this good? I was privy to how athletic he was, how easily every sport came to him, but even so, it was impressive, Ignis. I guess there's no sport you can't play. A good rumble.
戦い以外の理由で体を動かせる人間界は嫌いじゃねえ。時間と財布に余裕があれば大体のことには手を出してるぜ。
Oh, you mean this is the baseball answer? Yes, baseball. Like baseball? So you can play... Ignis, can you play baseball? Can you play baseball?
戦に参加したことはねえが、バッティングセンターにはよく行くぜ。
What position? Every position I've asked, he's like, oh, I don't pick up anything, I'm good.
ただ最初は加減を忘れて投球用の機械をぶっ壊しちまった。
Oops. Oh, I believe you.
俺には思ってることをストレートに口に出すようになったよな。
Oops. Didn't mean to imply that. Towards the end of Ignis's anecdote, a new challenger zipped through the course, summoning a chorus of applause. Since the competition was a limited event, I felt foolish to return to the cafe so soon. In fact, hey Ignis. Earlier, I noticed you skating in that corner over there. I was wondering if maybe if you'd be willing to show me more tricks? After all, the only time I got to spend with him was when we were both at Enchante, or the occasional grocery trip. I seldom got to see him on his element. His tricks were amazing to behold, so I selfishly wanted to see him perform them. When I proposed that Ignis do so, however, I was met with a hearty laugh.
Ah, いいぜ。俺もまだまだ滑るつもりだったからな。
I guess you can watch me, because I intended on skating anyway. Like I want you to see my cool tricks or anything.
さっきよりド派手な技を決めてやるよ。しっかり見とけ、ことね。
Okay. I'll be watching you. For the rest of the day, I indulged in watching Ignis skate. He performed his original tricks, one after the next, leaving the spectators in awe until the competition concluded. Because of how focused I was on him, just as he asked, I nearly missed the sunset. That was fun. Watching people skate up close is exhilarating. On the walk back to Enchante, with Ignis as my escort, my adrenaline peaked.
俺からしたらお前のはしゃぎ用のがすごかったけどな。技決めるたびにぴょんぴょん跳ね上がって思わず吹き出すところだったっつう。
I think I was taken by the spectacle of it all. At one point you landed a string of tricks without breaking a sweat.
ま、気持ちはわかるぜ。俺だって格闘技とか見てると声上げちまうことあるしな。
You get in on it, you know? You get into it and you're excited with them. Ignis outstretched his arms like a hawk, full of confidence after a successful ride.
体を動かしてだいぶ頭もすっきりしたな。これ
Useless junk. Did something happen? Kontone, you dumbass. Don't worry about it.
なんもねえんだわ。なんもねえのが気になるっつうか。まあ隠すことでもねえし、一応。
Oh, okay, the Minotaur stuff, isn't it? As the two of us made our way back, Ignis recounted a story about the Minotaurs that he received from Jomi. Wait, so the Minotaurs are gone? From what little I've seen of them, they came off rather aggressive. But how could such a fearsome clan vanish without a trace? It does seem a bit unsettling, doesn't it?
まあな。ただあいつらも調子に乗って他の魔獣とも散々やり合ってっからな。うっかりヘマして殺されちまったのかも。
Ignis's expression immediately dropped. Wasn't trying to worry you with this stuff. If I were to guess, that's how he would have finished his thought. No, don't worry. It's natural to be concerned about the welfare of your home. But still, a hint of regret lingered behind Ignis's crestfallen eyes. Also, they can't decide how they want to use possessive apostrophe uses here. This is the correct way, after all. By the way, the other way, where they add an S after. Ignis ends with an S, and they add an apostrophe, and then they add an S after that. This is the correct way. They can't figure anything out without the spelling, word uses, grammar. This is a what's the word? The text in this told me is a hot mess. He attempted to play it off, hastily changing the subject.
それよりあれだ。今日の夕飯って何にすんだ?
You're already thinking about food? Oh man, no yawning. It's a little early. Isn't it a little early?
それはまあそうなんだけどよ。
He was working out.
最近
He was skating
前にも
today.
して腹が変だよな。ベスティアに戻るたびに襲ってくる魔獣もどんどん増えてやがるしよ。
What? You mentioned that pretty casually. Are you okay?
雑魚が束になったところで俺が負けるわけねえだろ。ただ毎回襲ってくるタイミングがあまりに良すぎんだよな。まさかまた あっちで俺の動向がつかまれて。
Ignis perked his nose upward. He came to an abrupt halt, twitching as he sniffed the air. What's wrong?
この匂いは。ああ、ことね。ちょいお前はここで待って。いや、やっぱ離れんな。俺についてこい。
What's going on? What? I darted after Ignis, who veered off course in a quick fashion without saying a word. You know, maybe the Minotaurs disappeared because they all got transported to the real world. Ignis spotted an alley that was tucked away from the main street, and I followed close behind him. I tilted my head slightly, observing him as he tracked the scent. Then a large shadow began to loom over me. Huh? There he is. What? Why was there a Bestian Minotaur here? I yelped, terrified by the beast. The shadow, a bipedal Minotaur, revealed its massive claws as it prepared to strike. Before I had a chance to react. Ignis, light on his feet, circles the beast swiftly, then smashes its claws with a fist. But the Minotaur was unfazed. The beast raised its hulking arms, roaring as it broke into a menacing stride. But... Shut up. Ignis yet again managed to parry the incoming attack with ease. He countered with a strike to the Minotaur's gut, knocking the wind out of the beast. The immense impact caused the Minotaur to collapse in place before letting out a shrill cry. Thankfully, Ignis had the wherewithal to use only a portion of strength, keeping the nearby buildings from collapsing as well. One hit KO. Oh my gosh, I was supposed to say deficient. I keep wanting to say deficient. Ignis's efficient display of combat prowess saved us, giving me no time to panic. I half expected Ignis to crack a smile shortly afterwards, but... Huh? I heard a resounding crunch. Ignis stopped on the unconscious Minotaur as if to add insult to injury. Or perhaps the other way around. He delivered the finishing blow with a bellicose? I've never seen that word either. We're learning new words tonight. They're using some of these bigger, interesting vocabulary choices, but they can't get their grammar, spelling, or like just context correct. Like the proofreading. It's just the dichotomy of this is strange. He delivered the finishing blow with a bellicose smile, reminding me of his killer instinct. Wait a minute, Ignis. Don't you think that's a bit extreme? I couldn't recall him being as ruthless the last time he encountered a Minotaur. When I grabbed the hem of his sleeve, he stopped in his tracks.
悪い。一回りでけえアルムだったから加減を間違えちまった。
Ignis lifted his foot off the Minotaur's torso, taking a peek at its unconscious face. I followed suit. My curiosity got the better of me. You beat it fairly easily. What's the beast doing here, though?
そういや、前に水族館前でも似たようなことあったな。またホールにでも落ちたか？にしても、なんでまたアルムなんだ？
Hey, Ignis.
んだよ。今こっちは考え事の最中。
I remember Minotaurs and other bipedal species are conscious to a certain extent. They're sentient, aren't they? As I recall, the Minotaur who took Kororo hostage in Bestia was different from the one we saw today. Compared to that Minotaur, considering that, didn't this one seem cruder? Almost primitive?
そういやそうだな。こいつ 最初から最後まで鬱陶しい鳴き声しか上げてねえ。まるで解個体。いや、それ以下の知能みてえな。
Still, because it was splayed out on the ground, knocked unconscious thanks to Ignis, we couldn't check for ourselves. For now, we should speak with Rindo, and return this from the Bestia.
あ、図体がでけえからトラックで来いって伝えとけよ。
We got a husky boy here. Roger that. After sending a message to Rindo, he quickly replied that he was on his way. It must have worried him just as much. Then... always waking up. The Minotaur's spasm took me by surprise. I let out a scream as I leapt backwards. Ouch! My back and arms slammed against the wall behind me, which was closer than I thought.
一人で何やってんだよ。
He spooked me. Sorry, I thought it moved, so I jumped. Ow.
あ、どうした？
My hand kinda hurts. I glanced down at my hand to inspect why it was throbbing so badly. There was a scrape, tiny as it was, on the back of my palm, plus tiny droplets of blood began to seep out. Uh-oh. I banged my hand against the wall. The wall had some blemishes, which explains how I cut my hand. But the wound was nothing. As long as I give it proper treatment, the cut will clot in no time. But I noticed something. You better not want my blood, Ignis. Ignis? Ignis was staring intently at the scrape on my hand. Ignis! Don't look at me like that! Before I could ask him what was the matter, he grabbed hold of my hand. Ignis? Something hot made contact with the cut. What? How many seconds had it taken for me to realize it was Ignis's tongue? For a while I was stunned, trying to understand what was going on as it happened. Hey. Ignis grazed my cut with his tongue, punctuating his licks with sharp breaths. I felt his soft lips. His soft lips make gentle contact against my skin. It tickled and stung in equal measure. But above all else, it was impossible to ignore the intense embarrassment burning inside of me. Ignis! I shouted so loudly that my voice cracked, which finally seemed to stop him.
Huh? Kotone, omae nande na myou na kao?
You were acting a little weird there. Initially, Ignis stood there with a blank look on his face. I felt the heat rise in my cheeks. I pressed the back of my hand to his chest. I saw the realization dawn on him, starting in his eyes before it sank downward, gripping his stomach as it pulled him back to earth. It wasn't long before the red in his cheeks rivaled the red flames engulfing his body. Panic began to set in, and out came a flurry of excuses before I posed a single question. Uh-huh.
今のはそのあれだぞ、単なる消毒だ。
By licking it?
ベスティアでは怪我した時、こうやって適当に手当てしてっから。それ以外の理由はねえぞ。マジだからな。
I don't know, you were licking my hand pretty sensually, and your cheeks were all blush too. With that look in your eye. Okay. I understand. What was this? This overwhelming awkwardness. I could still see heat rising from my hand. Every time I glanced downward at it, Ignis shifted his gaze elsewhere. Someone, please save us from this punishing silence. I muttered the invocation to myself silently. Rindo? Then we hear a pair of brakes screech from the direction of the street, followed by a gaggle of footsteps rushing towards us. Rindo! The footsteps belonged to none other than Rindo, whom I contacted earlier.
連絡ありがとう。例の魔獣は
Right there.
うわ、想像以上にでかっ。
He is a husky boy after all. Rindo eyed the unconscious Minotaur, inspecting every inch of its enormous body carefully.
こんなデカ物が表に出る前に捕獲できてよかったよ。イグニスが一緒だから大丈夫だとは思うけど、怪我は
We don't need to talk about me being hurt. That face, Ignis. His voice trailed off as though he picked up on the subtle, awkward tension lingering in the air.
何この空気
It's nothing. Don't worry about it. Suspicious shadow. Suspicious shadow? The GPM agents gathered at the scene where we encountered the beast, covering it with a sheet before loading it in and driving off. Rindo sent them off with a wave, waiting until the truck was a bit further away before letting out a heavy sigh. By that time, both Ignis and I had somewhat recovered from our interaction.
それにしてもまたベスティアの魔獣とはね。確かにホールが多い世界だけど。
Rindo stretches his neck as he contemplated what it could mean, while the truck carrying the Minotaur vanished.
なんでまたピンポイントでこの街に。ホールは固定でもしない限り、世界中にランダムでつながる可能性があるんだけどな。
なの、ただの偶然だろ。
まあ今結論が出せる話じゃないか。とりあえず、この件は僕らに任せ
First
て。
time it's an occurrence, second time it's a coincidence, third time it's a pattern. Is that what like the phrase is?
そろそろ日も暮れるし、君たちもアンシャンテに戻ったら。
Like just the two of us?
え？それはもちろんそうじゃない？
お前は来ねえのかよ。
You're not coming, Rindo? I'm busy with work, kids. He's right. Come have a cup of coffee. In fact, let's make it dinner. The intense embarrassment from earlier found its second wind, an encore of shame scored by the mere idea of us being alone. I hoped for nothing more than for Rindo to accompany us and diffuse a tension which refused to leave us.
僕後処理あるからさ。
Yeah, I've got work, kids. You skedaddle along now. My wish was quickly dismissed, albeit with a reasonable excuse.
というかイグニス、普段僕を邪魔
Why are you
者
so
扱いして
friendly
るのに
always? Shut up!
どうしたんだい急に。
Shut up, Rindo.
うっせえ、こっちにもいろいろあったんだよ。
I knew it. I knew it. Rindo seemed taken aback by his attitude. Any subsequent attempts to cover the truth, it seemed, only served to worsen things. Shall we go, Ignis? Let's not take up any more of Rindo's time while he works.
Oh.
Bye, Rindo. We wasted no time departing from the alley. Ignis and I walked on the path of the lively main street, doing so together in silence, all while maintaining a healthy distance.
おい、ことね。
Yes. May I help you?
なんで敬語な上にそんなにビビってんだよ。
Sorry, you scared me. There were other reasons, of course. But I trusted Ignis was aware enough of what I was thinking, which I kept quiet. It seemed this was a sufficient hint, and he paused his initial line of questioning. Then he spoke again.
なんだ。
Yeah.
傷、大丈夫なのか？
It's fine. Uh-huh.
だから、さっきの手の傷だっての。
He struggled to look at my hand without blushing intensely as he pointed his trembly finger to the cut.
俺にとっちゃ、傷のうちにも入らねえ程度のもんだけどよ。お前、人間の女にとってはちげえだろ。
I know that cut was described as like a small cut with a few drops of blood. That was kind of a big gash, to be honest. Like, the image in itself could potentially allude to a human getting stitches for it, you know.
だから、アンシャンテに戻ったら、きっちり手当てしとけ。適当に済ませんなよ。
As he concluded his mumbled, but well-intentioned suggestion, I closed the awkward space between us.
だよ。 きなりさっきまで露骨に距離を空けてやがったくせに。
I found a burst of courage and I enacted upon it. I could say the same thing about you, Ignis. But a truer, warmer feeling began to emerge through the haze of embarrassment. Thank you for your concern. There was something charming about the way he delivered his shy but kind gestures.
別に
It's not like I was worried or anything. Soon.
お前に万が一何かあってうまい飯が食えなくなったら
Uh-huh.
俺が困るわ
That's the only reason you care about me. For sure. Yeah.
だこらその長すぎような適当な返事は
I can't believe how weird you're being.
はあ
Before I knew it, I broke out into a smile, which seemed to dissipate any remnant of shame. I made my way back to Enchante while Ignis howled at the moon. Howled at the moon beside me! What a phrase. I highly doubt he actually... Okay, I hope he wasn't actually howling at the moon. I hope he was just giving me hell, and the same way that they use the phrase barking. When he wasn't actually barking, he was just like... himself, you know? I'm sorry, what? Nut. What? Why is that a line? The thing concerning Ignis and Rindo was... Why is that line there? Why is that line there? Oh my gosh. Why are minotaurs appearing in our world? What drew them to this particular town? Something that seemed to be a little more than coincidence would soon become a source of torment for Ignis and myself. Does a chapter end? It is. This is a good spot to stop for the night. It's about 1 in the morning now, so I should probably wrap it up. Only 3.5 hours, and one of those hours was playing catch up. Ugh. Good, let's go ahead and save. I'm still beside myself. What the hell? What the hell was that line? I'm sorry? In my rated T Otome game? I'm sorry? It has nothing to do with anything else. It hasn't. There's nothing to do. That word has no place. No place in that particular context. There. I don't even know. I don't know what that is. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here tonight. Sorry for starting late tonight. I wasn't feeling that great today, but I'm doing okay now, and I had a good time tonight. So I hope you guys also had a good time tonight as well. Let's see here. We're on Saturday, so next time we'll be meeting will be on Tuesday. Yeah, next time will be on Tuesday. I haven't figured out quite what I want to do with this coming week, but schedule will be posted tomorrow. So if you'll follow me on Twitter, that's where I post my schedule. It'll be the pinned tweet sometime tomorrow. But yeah, I post my schedule there, and I also post when I'm going live, and I've been working on trying to post just regular fun stuff throughout the day. But yeah, so that's what's going on then. Let's see here. I'm brain dead today. I told you from the very beginning we're running on very low CPU usage, so we don't have access to all the words and all the databases I need to pull from to make a coherent thought together. So that's why I'm just rambling like this. But yeah, what did I say? I covered next time. Covered Twitter. I think that's pretty much it. So I guess I'll just go ahead and finish it off here. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. And I will see you guys on Tuesday. Bye-bye!